Let's do it.
Nat, you want to get us started?
In here. You guys go ahead. I'll get Gamertag. I'm Lewis Knight.
Yo, Preacher from Preacher Plays here.
Hello, Polish VR.
Just Polish VR?
Paul.
Oh, okay, good. I'm Dave from Davestation VR. From America.
Jason, just a fan.
Hey guys, I'm Chris from Shookhead Gaming, Canada.
Well, I'm Ryan from the VR Grid.
Canadian.
The lamp at Mortal Kombat 1. No,
Yes, he is also
from
Canadian.
Australia. Did you say that?
Australia. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
we heard you. I'm A.W.O.L Soldier.
Yeah.
I'm Nat from 7 Degrees of Gaming.
We're going to talk about E3 for PSVR.
Indeed we are.
What do you guys want to start with?
Well, it's
Let's
been
go
Europe,
through
so we're gonna have to
let's go
release-
through the games that got announced at PlayStation VR and our thoughts on them. We'll go through them in order. It's the easiest way. So the first one is Tetris Effect, which we kind of did discuss on the pre-E3 show, but I think we kind of all figured that there was going to be bigger games announced, and there wasn't really.
No, that's the biggest one for sure.
One of them, wasn't it? So,
Killer app, honestly.
there's a killer app, but
It's got duff music in it.
yeah, I mean, look, the game is going to be good. It's got Mizuguchi is heading it up, who obviously we know from Res Infinite, which was a superb game. It just really wasn't the game that kind of should have opened the show. A lot of you guys were on the pre-show thought, well, no, we're going to start small and go bigger. As I say, the problem is that we didn't. We started small and we kind of stayed small, if that. So I'm still a little bit disappointed in terms of the reveal. But when you look at the full lineup that got revealed, it just kind of showed that we were off to a bad start, and to be honest, it didn't really get any better as we moved on. In fact, it got worse in some respects. So that's my thought about Tetris Effect. I still think it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a good game. I'm going to buy it, but I think it kind of set the tone for how the E3 reveals eventually turned out. Lewis?
Yeah, obviously, was a little thrown back by that first reveal. I was like, that's the one, but okay. But then actually, I don't know, after watching the footage after at E3 of Tetris, I just don't think, like, I like Tetris, but damn, like, I just don't think I was like, still impressed by it after watching the footage. Even I don't know, maybe I'm just not I'm still a Tetris fan, but I just don't see the point of it being in VR. I don't see it. That's my take on Tetris. Please move on.
No, Dave?
I got about the exact opposite. When I saw that footage, I was like, oh, okay, it still looks like a solid Tetris game underneath all that Mizuguchi shimmer and stuff, but then it's got all that going, too. And I don't know, I was impressed with what I saw. I think it's going to look great in VR. I'm looking forward to it. That's pretty much my take. I'm excited.
When I saw it, I think I did a massive face palm and was like, oh my god, really? Tetris? I mean, I like Tetris, I've always liked Tetris, but when you actually watch the footage of this, it's still just Tetris. I mean, I had it in my mind when I first heard about Tetris, it was like, ooh, you gotta grab the blocks and rotate them around and shit like that.
Nah, nobody wants to do that shit.
Yeah, no, but why else, like Lewis said, why else put it in VR? I mean,
Because it's going to look beautiful. It's going to be so immersive. Can you, like, get the idea of it being all around you and it all reacts to what you do? So you're immersed in this world that everything you do in Tetris creates a response in the...
I just don't see the point, man. I'm with Breach on it. I mean, I think...
Have you played Area X on Res?
Yes, I have, and that was cool.
But put Tetris inside that shit. You're good, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like putting...
it'll sell well. I think it'll sell well, and a lot of new guys...
It's the same as putting Tetris in Mortal Kombat. It's just like, it's just another way of Tetris.
Dude, I play Mortal Kombat in VR.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah, but I'm talking about...
Oh, yeah, I would play Mortal Kombat in VR, yeah.
Everybody
for
would.
sure.
So, see, that's not a great
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, Tetris has gone everywhere. There's so many different types of Tetris. Some of it, not even called Tetris, but it's still Tetris.
You had your turn.
Shut up, hammer. You got that shut up, hammer, Lewis.
I'm done. We can go to Paul now. I'm done.
Paul next?
Paul, yeah, no, Paul next.
Is it me now?
I got paddles. Is that what happened?
Right, well, when I saw it, for me it's like somebody said, Tetris, so just Tetris. I'm probably gonna play it for visuals and music, but I still, not too excited about it. I'm gonna play it, it looks alright, but it's Tetris, which is Tetris.
We should ask what everybody's mom thinks. Like if you said, "Hey mom,
mom
what
don't
do you
give a
think
shit
about
about
playing
VR."
Farpoint?" And then you're like, "Hey mom, you want to play Tetris?" She'd be like, "Yeah, let's do that over Farpoint."
Yeah, my mum ain't getting coming in his VR headset.
My mom loves VR. My mom loves VR.
I can't even get her in the helmet.
Yeah, put
When
her
she
in
comes to
Tetris
my
and she'll get
house,
in that shit in 2 seconds. Trust.
Yeah, she plays Resident Evil and everything when she comes to my house.
She don't like video games. She don't even give a shit about Tetris. I don't know. That's just her.
She doesn't give a shit about. I guarantee you, she's played it.
I swear to you, she does not.
Come on.
Anyway.
Livinator, what's up?
Come on, Livinator.
Well, I mean, I'm with you guys. I'm not that excited about Tetris myself, but still, it's still one of the best-selling games ever. I mean, no matter what, no matter how you put it, it's still the best-selling game. So, I mean, to see what it's like in 3D, why not? I mean, hopefully it's not like a $40 game or something like that. Hopefully it's like a $10 game that'll make it at least digestible for most people out there.
I don't think they've priced the Tetris that high in a while. Like the last Tetris is I've seen are $20 or $30.
I was gonna say it's gonna be $30 at least.
Yeah, plus. Well, Res was 20 when it came out, right? It was around that price.
Yeah.
But this is Tetris.
US, but, yeah, that is true.
I'm serious, it's got clout.
That is true. Joke.
Are you done there? Alrighty.
Yeah,
okay, so I grew up with the classic Game Boy.
Questions in a minute, we answer them. Right, what?
It didn't
I
work.
think I covered my mouth. Shit.
Guys, Jesus. Order.
I was saying, I grew up in the 80s, and so I had the original Game Boy with the pea soup green Tetris, and so for me, Tetris will always be associated with taking a shit. That's all Tetris will ever be, is sitting on the toilet and taking a shit and playing the Tetris music. And
so you gotta wait till it comes.
Or trying to shit out blocks of Tetris in the shape and then stack them on each other.
The way I look at it, and I'm going to say this many times throughout this thing, is that I don't think Sony had a bad showing of PSVR. They just had a really fucked up way that they organized it. I think Tetris in VR could be very cool. There's people who love Res and games like that. It's just, it needed to not be shown in the beginning like that. Like, why did they not put one of these bigger games at the front and just put Tetris on the show floor?
What's a bigger game, though? Honestly, like Firewall might be bigger to us, but like
that one from Software, I think that's the bigger game.
That would have been a better option.
No, From Software is good. Is going to be good. That Daracine or whatever. I don't know how you pronounce it. Anybody French in here? No?
You're right,
Okay,
Daracine.
Yeah, okay.
Canadian French, maybe.
But the thing is, the stuff I've seen is people
Still
being
counts.
like, "Oh, well, it's not Dark Souls. What the fuck are you trying to do here? Like, I don't want to play in some little kid's school. I want to do Dark Souls." Oh, Gamertag's back.
Kids on there.
Yeah, we all got the same
I
notification.
don't feel that way, but I think a lot of people will react to that.
Someone sent him an invite.
Yeah, we all did.
I got him.
Alright.
Okay, VR Grid?
Alright, I'm kind of with everybody else. It was underwhelming for sure. It's still underwhelming. I love Tetris. Same as
twice,
Shug. I
buddy.
grew up with Tetris. Same thing. And I could get on Tetris. I could play online. Hopefully it's online. It better be online. If it is online, that would be cool. I would love to play online Tetris. But as far as the Res stuff go, like, I mean, I liked Res. I wasn't blown away by Res. Area X is cool for like 5 minutes. Then it's just looking at stuff. And I feel like Tetris is going to be Tetris with a bunch of looking at stuff. And I just don't know how long that can really keep my interest, other than the fact that Tetris, which is a game I've loved for 30 years. So,
Well,
I mean, it's
probably
good.
good for that reason.
Exactly. And the after
You don't do it
Well,
on
I
purpose.
think he's having a seizure.
was amazing too. I think agreement.
Something was amazing.
And that's how you live. That's how I do it. You guys should do.
That's how you do it.
Okay, okay, so I think like Tetris is good, but I would pay $100 for, you know what I mean? Oh, I might do it. I
Are you supposed to? I think it's going to cost $100 now.
Sorry about that.
Hey,
Sorry,
Chris.
when you're cutting out, mate, for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just saying Tetris, like, it would be alright, well, like $100, and that's a pricey Tetris. 100 Tetris. How much will it be? Does
It would be a
anybody-
$60
No one
game here.
knows.
He's saying it would be a $60 game in America. If it would be $100.
I don't think it's going to be a $60.
If Tetris is full price, it's dead. It's dead on
It's
arrival.
not going to
No,
be a
fuck
$60
that,
game.
dude. Come
They
on.
haven't
Like
released
the
a
highest
Tetris
it can
game
go is
for
40
anyone
and
No,
that's
there's no
pushing it.
price. So
Alright.
No.
they can't be that stupid.
A lot of-
I just think that
Being
last
out
year's
for
reveals were much better. I'm sorry.
Well, they were still, I mean, we were in the early period where people had already been developing games, sitting on them for a while.
Developing
And
period.
you've got your, I don't know.
Did A.W.O.L go?
Yeah, we still got A.W.O.L
No,
and
I'm gonna let
Gamertag.
Gamertag go first. Gamertag.
Yeah, man. Sorry.
What do you think about Tetris?
I can't wait. I think it's going to be brilliant.
Give me a high five for that.
I'll spend
Why, what's that?
I reckon that's worth it.
Hit your triangle to stop. Hit your triangle to stop pointing your finger.
Sorry. Yeah, but,
Can you
okay.
start? Oh, wow.
There you go. Yeah, I just think it's going to be, I think it's going to be a great game. And I think it's going to be awesome. And it's from the people who made Lumines. It's going to be cool.
A.W.O.L?
Well excited.
Alright, we're back here.
I feel that I feel that 90% of the VR games in my library are piles of shit. And I think Tetris is a game that I'm gonna fucking play often. So I'm happy
right.
about it.
Well, there you go.
I put it above almost every VR game I own, and I own, like you guys, damn near all of them. So it's gonna be fun. It'll be right there with my Beat Saber. And soon, hopefully that 0 Hour game. That'll be the other game I'm playing a lot. But yeah, I'll be playing the fuck out of some Tetris. I'm excited.
I do
I think it's
apologise.
cool.
Have we just covered one game so far? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's where we're at,
Cool.
Chris.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, we covered one game.
Cool.
Well,
We're going through we're going through each E3 reveal game and what we're thinking about each one.
How many
so,
is it?
I'll
13
definitely
games?
play it. I'm
No,
Are we
there's
gonna talk about? Are we gonna talk about E3 as a
Quite a few
whole?
games.
we will once we've gone through all the
yeah,
games and our
yeah,
thoughts on
I
it.
just
So-
wanted to know.
That would be
Okay, I
near
just want. Okay, we all have our
There's like
piece to say about
73
E3 as a whole.
I found. Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing is, or the next game that was revealed was Ghost Giant. I like the look of this game. Again, I don't think it's going to sell any headsets, but I liked Moss. And this kind of reminds me of Moss, but maybe with a little bit more interactivity. Although, from what I can tell, you don't actually control the little dude that runs around. You just literally control the world around him, which is a little bit different from Moss. But again, if they price that game correctly, I think it's a nice little game, and the team behind it, is it Zoink Games? They're a pretty good developer, so I'm positive about that one. I think that's a nice mid-tier title. That's the sort of game I would have expected to be revealed in between. Sort of, if you're revealing 3 PSVR games, one of them that would be revealed, I would kind of expect to be something like Ghost Giant.
Just have to tell my subscribers.
So again, I don't think it's going to be this uber amazing game. I might be wrong. I didn't think Moss was going to be as good as it was. I just thought it was going to be a very good game, and in fact, I thought that was amazing.
Make it easier.
What on earth going
I'm so
on?
sorry.
So anyway, Lewis, it's up to you.
Shouting in the corner. Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to get his mic fixed.
No, our subscribers are acting a fool. He said.
Okay.
For Ghost Giant, man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see when that one comes out, because it was kind of like Moss for me, where I wasn't too excited about just a mouse and puzzles and shit. But I ended up liking the game more than I thought. So we'll see when that one comes out. I'm curious about it, to say the least.
Cool.
I'm
I
good.
like the look of it. I haven't actually watched that much about Ghost Giant, to be totally honest. Some of the other games that came out sort of
And they didn't show that
So
much, to be honest.
I mean, I get the basic concept and I like the art style, but I don't really know what to say beyond that. I have no real expectation or anything one way or the other. I'm sure it'll be solid, decent. See.
Sorry.
Preacher?
I'm
Damn these
kind of
hands.
similar. I'm kind of similar because I looked at the footage and it looked quite nice. It looked quite cool, but I don't know. It didn't sell me. Like Moss was like an instant ooh, wow, I want to play that. That looks really cool. Whereas this, the character basically annoyed and pissed me off within the first 30 seconds of the trailer. It was just the most annoying little shit I've ever seen. And I was like, I don't know if I can put up with that if it's like that all the way through. If it's just like that at the beginning when it's like, oh my god, there's a big giant. Okay, I can put up with it, but it depends on how annoying that character is throughout the whole game. But I don't know. I need to see more. I need to see more before I can make any decision. That's me.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, same. I think it looks graphically really good, but I personally don't know that much about it, to be honest. It was one of those games. I saw it. I watched the trailer. I thought, yeah, I'll check it out later on. But at the time, I actually, to be honest, it wasn't on my radar. To be honest, it's just one of those games. You know what I mean? It looked fine. Moss, I thought looked excellent straight away. Little geezer, got shield, sword, going on an adventure. I like the look of that straight away. But this game, I don't know. I'll wait and see. Who's barking?
Yeah, the preacher's barking.
Is that Seraphim?
I was like, damn, that's
That's like Preacher's house. That's like Preacher's house.
My cat's going
I'm sorry. Go for a Polish.
Right, I like this game. I like the look, but it's, you know, I like this.
looking right at you and barking at you. I was like, damn, that's pretty.
I'm sorry, Paul. What were you
Like telling you?
Paul's trying to talk. Yeah, come on.
Right, yeah, I like this game. I like the look of it. I like third-person games in VR, so it's something I'm definitely looking forward to, and I want to see more of it.
Right. Okay.
But that's it for me.
Jason, over there.
Yeah, it's alright. I mean, I liked Moss. I love the demo of Moss. I didn't actually play the game, and I know it's a shame on me for not doing that because everybody
We're
loves
gonna
it.
shame you
and
out
I
of the
want,
room right now.
I want to grab it.
Kick him.
I'm a gamer on a budget, so I gotta stick with it. I gotta stick with it. Hey, sorry, man. Nat invited me, but like I said, it's an honor to be here anyways with you guys. Because like I said, I'm just a fan. I'm not here for anything. I'm just here to support all you guys.
That's great, dude.
Try to raise the
Jason is amazing.
raise the roof for people out there. Get them pumped up because I know a lot of people.
Nice to have you, man.
Thanks.
So maybe each time we'll have a different, you know,
Yeah, like I said,
special fan guest or something, you know. So.
like I said, Lewis, I know I'm sorry. Like I said, I wanted to interject positivity last week. That was my only goal. And sorry for doing it the way I did. I wasn't trying to be a jerk, dude. All right.
It's Shughead's turn.
I think it looks great. I actually don't think we've seen gameplay footage of it, to be honest. I don't, unless they had that playing on the show floor. It almost looked a little bit too slick. What?
What is happening?
He's very excited.
He just came in his pants or something? Anyway.
That's what we originally intended to do, but we're not standing in the center, I guess.
Okay.
No, well, I think this audio's okay.
So I was just going to
Yeah,
say...
we're good.
We're good? All right, so I was
I'm trying to lean into it so you can hear everybody.
I was just saying that I don't know if we saw final gameplay footage on that or even gameplay footage at all. It looks cool. I can't help. I saw a meme thrown up there about this being PSVR's millennial mascot, and you can't help but think that it's like you've got Moss, which is like got a sword and she takes care of business and she's independent, and then or not Moss but Quill, and then all of a sudden you've got this whatever they're calling it, and it's crying all the time and it needs your help and it's scared of everything. I don't know. We'll see.
She's independent.
We will
She's
see.
Independent. I love that.
She's a survivor. All right, let's stop.
It's VR group.
Marissa.
Pull that head off.
VR group.
Yeah, I'm saying,
Your thoughts.
You don't like
same
like
thing. I love Moss. Moss is still so far my game of the year, and this looks like a weaker version of Moss. The environment, like I said, we didn't see much of it, but the environments look like you interact with more stuff than just those specific points in Moss. But like I said,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
lead
it's a
character,
different game.
yeah, the lead character is like definitely a little bit whiny. So just because of that, it looks like it might be geared a little more towards a younger audience, which kind of worries me. And also, like I said, we didn't see
I
the
play
games, you know, an hour or two. Well, I mean, I play everything, and I mean, I don't think it's gonna be bad. It looks solid. It looks well polished. It looks good. I just don't know if it's quite the direction I would like to go with those platformer type games. But
Excuse me, sorry.
it should be okay.
No, I should be muting myself when I do that. Seraphim, what do you
I
think of Ghost Giant?
I really like Moss. You know, Moss is getting an update very soon.
Yep.
Some new
Nice guys update.
enhancements to the Pro and stuff. I did.
Yeah, it already
Yeah.
came out.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's
Got that today.
awesome now.
Yeah, it only got it 2
Yesterday.
days
I want to
ago.
get back into that
12th.
for sure.
The
I
12th.
think that would be nice.
Yeah, it was a great game, actually. to
I
finish.
know
She
about
is
the
a
other
little
one
badass.
though. I really don't know if I play it, to be honest. It just looks good. Looks good. What can
I think the name.
More
What's
like
the what's the
pigs as well, I
what's
think.
the name of the main character of Ghost Giant? Is it is it Lewis?
Is that our name?
Was it Lewis?
Lewis, you see what? Yeah, it is. But it's spelled
It's
different.
Lewis, right? Right.
This is why
Okay.
I
That's fine.
said we need a muzzle for you, by the way.
Hey, I asked a question. I didn't have an opinion.
I've got to come up with somebody on my stream
Calm
who thinks
down,
that
everyone.
the
Calm
character
down.
actually looks pretty good.
Calm down.
I almost snatched that beard off his face one of these days.
What about you,
You
A.W.O.L?
can hear me anyway.
Let's
Me,
do A.W.O.L.
I saw that trailer and couldn't give twos. I give no fucks about it. I think that stupid ass character's a pussy. But if it's fun, if it's fun, then I will. When I play it, but right now it looks like a.
How did you guys feel about
fucking
Along
character.
Together? Because I feel like the kid wasn't a badass in that, and you're just like, man, what a little bitch of a little character. Jeez, what a little bitch.
But he wasn't crying the whole time.
Along Together is totally helpless, and they start the game crying under a tree.
That's that's a good point.
Together.
Okay.
Yeah. That last puzzle was
Just because they show
I-
a little bit of
Yeah.
a crying
I
cat
gotta
doesn't
finish
mean-
that game too. I like the puzzles in that game.
Come on. Let
We're-
him have his say.
We're not talking about Long Together.
Someone
but
want to
no,
pick
I
that
mean,
game?
That was my first impression of that game. It could be fun.
That was Dave's fault.
It could be totally a blast. I'm hoping the game mechanics, and I start to care about the character because everybody keeps comparing it to Moss. If I care about this little pussy, then it'll be fun. I mean, I'm not hating on it. That was my impression on it. Now, I might fall in love with the little bastard and recommend it to everybody. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Just to
when
have
we
one
see.
more thing. It is actually going to be a puzzle game. So when you mentioned Along Together, I think Dave's something there. I think he's right. Those characters were crying, but the game was brilliant. It's a brilliant game.
Crying feels good
If,
sometimes.
that's what I'm saying. If the game works and it's fun, then cool. But when you look at it, it's like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like, if I didn't have to buy it for my channel, I would totally wait on you fuckers to tell me some shit. Like, as a gamer, that's where I'd be.
14.4 modem.
So let's
What's
get on
next?
with the
What's next?
So the next one is Beat Saber. And like I say, I'm going to say what I said just a second ago. I don't give a shit. I couldn't give two fucks about Beat Saber. I really don't
you
care
hurt my
about
ears
this
now.
game.
We're about to come down way
I
too
do not-
much shit, man.
Let him talk. Hold him back. Hold him back.
I do not care about that game. Now hold on a second. I'm not disputing that the game is a very good game, but it's a rhythm game. I hate rhythm games. Can't stand goddamn rhythm
Get
games.
with the show,
You are
Graham,
so
bro.
biased.
So I don't
show,
care
Graham.
about Beat Saber.
You need to listen to
So
some
when
jazz.
Beat Saber came out, I was
I didn't
just
give a
like,
fuck about Moss.
there was two things I was thinking.
Guys,
Hold
let
on.
him talk.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, lads, come on.
When they announced Beat Saber and I was doing my live stream, it was I was just like, no, I know a lot of people are going to be happy about it, but you know what? Fuck this game. I wanted Firewall. That's the game. You know, if you're going to show 3 games prior to E3, you know, because I was a bit concerned that we weren't going to get games in the show, which happened to be true. And it's like, I want Firewall. Give me a shooter. Give me one shooter. Hell, if they'd have put out Megalith or if they'd have put out Evasion as the third game, I'd have been more than happy. But yeah, when it came out that it was Beat Saber, it was like, couldn't give a two shits about this. Ain't buying the game, don't care about it. Fine for the people that do want it. I don't care. And trust me, from my comment section, it is literally a 50% split. 50% people agree with me, don't give a flying fuck about the game. 50% are like, you are a fucking stupid bastard. That game is great.
Yeah.
And if you're PSVR Frank, you're going, this goddamn game's going to sell PSVR headsets. It's like, in what fucking universe is that going to sell PSVR headsets? As part of a portfolio, it does. The game by itself, no.
So many
That is my
counterpoints. I
point on
keep
it.
my mouth
So-
shut. Keep my
Oh,
mouth
listen, hold on. You guys have got your say to have, and now it's Lewis. And he can bring me tell me another arsehole. Go on, Lewis.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna tell you anything. I am super excited for Beat Saber. I cannot wait for that game. I have so many people that I know that don't even play VR. They see a clip on Facebook or something like, "Do you have that game? I need to play that game." I cannot wait for this game. I love music so much. The every clip I watch, everything I see about that game is just getting me more and more excited. I can't watch enough of it. I can't wait to actually play it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, I've
man.
loved rhythm games forever. So I'm coming from a way different place. Like, I was in middle school, I was in the fucking arcade getting my Dance Dance Revolution on, like, every fucking weekend. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, I am really excited about this. And the thing to me is that it immediately became the highest rated game on Steam. Like, as soon as it came out. Everybody was like, this is just incredible. And beyond that, you've also got all those YouTube videos, like Lewis mentioned, with millions of views, where they're in the Live Cube or whatever, the LIV Cube, and you can see them in the game. When somebody doesn't know that much about VR and they see Beat Saber in that fucking format, they're like, whoa, holy shit, this looks incredible. I'm a Jedi, and I'm such a badass, and the beats are coming, and I'm just slicing them, and it just looks so impressive. And I feel like it, you know, honestly, you're giving Frank shit for saying it's a system seller. I don't think it's not. I mean, like, if I didn't have one and I had a PS4 and I saw that shit, I'd be like, it's about VR time. Like, I got to get my PSVR on. So, I don't know. I'm really excited to see that. I'm really excited.
Preacher?
Try 5, Dave.
I have, I got a couple of points, right? The first one is, when I first saw the trailer for Beat Saber, I was like, holy fucking shit, that looks awesome. That looks absolutely just like the best thing ever. I could not wait to play it. And I still can't wait to play it because we don't have it yet. But I just cannot wait to play it. It looks amazing. It really does. Every video I've watched, I've got mates at work that have got Vives, and they've been playing it, and they've been telling me how awesome it is and making me super jealous. However, skip over a point here, I do kind of agree a little bit with Nat that I don't know if it's a full-on system seller for me. Like, if I was to guess, I would say no. But I do have friends that I've shown it to, and they've instantly went, oh my god, that looks amazing. So it does have that effect of like, oh my god, it's amazing. And that might just be enough to get people to put the money down and purchase the game based on it. But I would also say that he's also right that I would rather have seen Firewall on, maybe not in place of Beat Saber, but in place of the Millennial Mouse thing, you know, the Ghost Giant. Let's replace that with Beat Saber, and let's get Firewall in. That's what I would say.
I don't mean to interrupt, but like, aren't we talking about E3 in general? Because like, so they covered a lot of Firewall. If you watch, there's like a whole 30-minute in-depth thing about Firewall. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, why do they need to reveal games that have already been revealed in the lead up to it? We didn't know for sure Beat Saber was. No, they hadn't already said. They hadn't said already for sure.
Beat Saber had been confirmed.
Maybe the devs said it, but Sony didn't shout it from the fucking rooftop.
The developer had come out and said it's coming to PlayStation VR.
Okay, now, maybe if they said it on their Twitter, that's one thing.
I don't think it was well communicated, though, that it was coming out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was a reveal. It was a reveal. Whereas we knew all about Firewall, we knew it was coming, and we learned a ton about it. So I feel like it would have been a waste to put it at the beginning because it's like something we already know about. We're gonna get more info later. Anyways, I'm done. Sorry, keep going.
But it's not a case. It's not just a case of putting it at the beginning. Putting it at the beginning just gets it into more people's eyes, like more people seeing it straight off the bat instead of having to like find the video later.
Oh, I think if it's an E3 thing and you put it before E3, less people see it than the people who are interested in seeing E3 coverage. But that's debatable. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, we can move on. Go on.
Yeah, man. Lightsabers, music, love it. I do think it will sell systems because I remember people getting Guitar Hero, putting out a lot of money to get the guitar as well. I think people will buy a system. I'm not saying loads of people, but I do think it is a system attracting game. I do. So, yeah. Over to you, Polish.
Right, so I'm the biggest fan of rhythmic game, but when I play one, I like it to be good. And on PSVR, I played that, what was this game? Audio Beats, and that was shit, yeah. And that Happy Drummer, and that was bullshit as well. So, and Beat Saber looks like proper, you know, it looks like a Guitar Hero in VR, I would say, you know, with sabers. So I will play it, yeah.
Or Jason?
Jason.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm excited for Beat Saber. I like anything exercise or anything Star Wars related at that. So I think alone with that, even for people that weren't interested in VR, are going to be interested in VR like all you guys are saying there too as well. Like I've had a lot of friends that don't have it and they ask just for that. When's that coming out? Because that's when I'll probably end up buying a headset. So it's a good valid point from all you guys.
That's another thing as well. It's not just a rhythm game. People will see it as an exercise game. So
and a Jedi game too. The
guy I watch on YouTube sweats constantly.
Shuck?
Maybe that's just
a
problem. I don't know.
Well,
it is.
Mark my words. This is a system seller, and I'll tell you why. Let me just say, let's go back to just to give you a bit of quick background. I'm a huge Rock Band whore. I mean, I still have Rock Band nights with friends. I've got like 500 downloadable songs. I got the Pro Drum Kit. I got a mic stand. I even got fake tattoos I put on for my Rock Band nights. But
it's a dirty tattoo whore.
but what I'm saying is like that Rock Band set was like $400 or $500 in Canada, and people bought that shit like crazy for the whole kit.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, like they spent $400 on plastic instruments. This might actually be the gateway drug that gets people to buy a $300 or $400 PSVR system. Because the other thing is, and this is my other point, is that I know for me, one of the things I like almost more than playing my VR is watching people play my VR and having friends and family and just throwing them in. And this game is like the ultimate.
Nobody touches my headset.
This is, except your mom.
Not his new one.
It's the ultimate party game. Ultimate.
This
party
is the game. Like, put someone in there, play a song, get out, play it, and then like
Ultimate
you guys,
party game.
and then
Dude.
Star Wars. I mean, it's Star Wars in a rhythm game, and as long as they can get the so that you can add in songs, fuck yeah.
Yes, adding songs. I was just gonna ask you.
Fuck
Yeah,
that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
Go ahead,
Are you
man.
done, Chug?
I'm done.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Beat Saber. I think leading with Beat Saber would have been a really good idea because it was known but not widely known. It would have been a really good big, like, this is coming to PSVR as opposed to Tetris, which I think is still good and should be in there. But Beat Saber would have been a good first start. The problem with Beat Saber is the track list, and that's exactly what it is. Right now, to import tracks on Steam, it uses a third-party system. It's not actually built by the Beat Saber guys, and so that's why you're seeing these 150 or 1,500 different tracks have been made.
Yeah,
well, that's
Eminem
not
and
actually
stuff,
Beat
yeah.
Saber's thing. That's a separate program. So I don't know where they're going to fall on that, and if you can't import your own songs, then it's going to need a big library. And then we start talking about licensing and how much it's going to cost. I do think this is going to sell systems.
Original music? Don't they get original music for a lot of the stuff? Not
I
licensed
actually
stuff.
don't know a ton of
Yeah,
Beat
they
Saber,
do.
other
I
than
think they do. I
They
think
do.
It's original music.
Good.
So licensing
Yeah,
is
it's a
not
dude.
really
I follow him on YouTube. He makes music for them and some good tracks.
But there's a lot of there is a lot of licensed stuff. Like Rock Band on PC used to have it, so people would they would map their own tabs and then throw it in there, right? So people are doing
It's
that.
still in early access on PC, right?
Yeah.
So like we can't really say what the features are going to be like on PSVR because it's not even done on PC yet. So
That's
I don't
true.
know.
And
Yeah.
What do you
Just
think?
to
Have
end-
like a sing store to go with it? I can't see that, but it'd be cool if it did.
And yeah, just to end my little thing, I do think I was actually when they announced it, I was on the fence about whether it'd be a system seller. I'm not a rhythm game guy myself. I don't hate them by any stretch, but they don't really hold my interest very long. One, because I'm not very good at them, and two, because I'm not very good at them. But this everybody I know, everyone I like. If you have Facebook, you saw Beat Saber, and if you saw Beat Saber, you were impressed by Beat Saber. I've met one person people who've never even played VR who are just like, that game looks amazing. Like people, I'm like, I laugh and like, have you played that Beat Saber game? I'm like, who are you? You're my aunt. Like, you don't even watch television. How do you know about this game? Everybody knows about Beat Saber, and everybody is impressed by Beat Saber. So I think it is going to sell systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, because where can I play this? Well, it's probably going to be in someone's living room on a
Everyone is asking
PSVR.
me, it's like, when can I play that game? Does it come out
Yeah.
yet? Did it come out yet? Did it come out yet?
I know everyone's going to be around my house as soon as it comes out. Definitely.
Totally.
Okay, yeah, I'll come round. Right, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Find out.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it would be good for our health.
Definitely for your
Was
take advantage of it the whole time.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, Tetra also, I think, wouldn't be a system seller just out of... I was just thinking logically, like, I wouldn't pay $900 just to play Tetris, but I would pay that much to play Beat Saber because I'm an idiot.
Cool.
I'd love to play that. They will.
I got over 20 hours into Beat Saber on my Rift,
Yes, sir.
and
really?
like Shughead, I was a junkie for Guitar Hero, bought all the rock bands. I actually play real music, and the cool thing about these games that are good rhythm games, like this game is, Beat Saber, I can sit there with someone with no musical talent and have a blast with them, and actually they can win, even though they can't actually play shit. And it transfers that into VR in a way where I come home from work and play at the relax. It handles great. It feels so good to hit these notes. Like, you actually feel like you're doing something. You're making the music just like a rock band game. And for people that like that, and there was a huge following for this plastic fucking instruments, people can totally now buy a PSVR for $250 and freaking they're in, and they can buy those things. That community's still there, even though Harmonix got out of it. This is a stellar game. It's one of the best VR games I've ever played. I love it. Your wife will love it. Your kids will love it. Your grandmother can even play it, man. It's fucking fun. It's a blast. And when you guys get your hands on it, you will agree, whether you hate on it or not. Nat might not, because he hates fucking moving for shit. But you guys are going to like it. You guys are going to like it.
I agree
I
with
swear
you.
to God.
Hey,
I swear to God.
A.W.O.L Wins.
So the bottom line here then is that if this doesn't sell systems, Nat can rub it in all of our faces. Is basically how that boils down.
I'm not saying it's gonna sell systems. It's gonna sell a few. I guarantee it. If I wasn't somebody into VR, and this came out and I got my hands, I got to try it. That's the key. If somebody gets to try this that likes those games, they will go out and buy a PSVR if they own a PS4. Because they're gonna love it. They're gonna like it that much. And go, holy shit, I could play this cool shit again. And that's not everyone. I know everybody doesn't agree with that, but I mean, that's rhythm games, man. People love that shit. And this game has
music, baby, music.
It does. It ticks all the boxes. It's fun. Oh my god, I love it.
Everywhere you go, you see people with headphones on listening to music, man. It's all people love music.
The music library. That is the concern, because I can't remember who said it, that the music library can be imported into Beat Saber on PC. What is going to be the music library that's going to be coming to PlayStation VR? Because there is no way in God's green earth that Sony are going to allow that.
No.
They really
hold on.
Hold on. Really
Wait a sec.
me.
I don't think that's true because you can import your own songs in Harmonix Music, and that was a launch title. And that moves to the music, analyzes your music. And also, what's
even
that
disco music?
Starship Disco.
That did
you can
too.
import your own songs. I don't think there's any reason Sony would block that.
No, but this is an indie. The indies are not going to have Sony behind them.
They're all
Harmonix
indies.
was a bit.
Are you saying
Harmonix
Starship
was a big
Disco's not an
company.
indie?
One guy.
Starship Disco is got shat out.
One dude.
What were the songs that yeah, but is Beat Saber gonna? Would Beat Saber allow me to bring in, Paranoid by Black Sabbath into the library and play it in Beat Saber? I don't think it will.
If you're not trying to stream it, why the hell not, man? Like, what's the reason? If I can do that on Harmonix Music, if I can do that on Harmonix Music, though,
well,
what's
there
the
is one thing.
difference?
There is one
What's the
thing though.
difference?
There is one thing. Where the issue might lie with what Nat's talking about though, is that one of the big things on the PC version is that people import the songs and they share them. Well, but then you've got to do the work yourself, and nobody likes doing work themselves. They would rather just go to a thing, download it, and put it straight on the thing, which is what they can do on the PC. But you can't do that on the. Well, you probably won't be able to do that on the PSVR version because of licensing issues.
Plus,
stealing music.
one thing I just
It'd be a waste. It'd be a waste if they don't let you import music.
I think I get what Preach is saying, because it happens the same way in the PC. The guys build the level, and I download it. Like, it doesn't just magically happen. Somebody actually has to build it. So you have to download it. You would have to download it from through Sony, like something that Preacher did, so he could share it with you, which would technically, well, not technically, it's flat out fucking illegal.
Okay, so my take on that, I didn't realize it didn't auto-create a track based on the beats or anything.
No.
That's what I was going to say.
Then there is no way they will let you. Absolutely no way.
No.
Yeah, so that's off the table for.
Right.
Yeah, never
That's
mind.
the problem.
So guys,
If you put it on an MP3 stick and it analyzes it, that's a different thing. And if they come up with a way to do that for PSVR, that would be
Well,
great.
and like you
So
said,
we'll
Dave,
see.
it's still in early access, so they
Yeah, it's
might
early
be
access.
working on that themselves, and when they've released the full game, it might have the create your own custom track algorithm, and then it's a non-issue. But right
guys-
now,
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
exist.
can I just jump in here quickly?
It's still early access on PC.
Yeah,
man. If I
go on,
to
go
my
on, just
Oculus,
say
it
it.
still says early. They're still adding things. So
I think
Someone wants to say something.
Just
Right, Shug?
one thing quickly. I was going to say,
Shug.
if I'm this developer, I'm looking at Rock Band and Guitar Hero, and I'm looking at that as a profit model going,
Saber.
yeah, I'm looking at Beat Saber, and I'm going, okay, for console users, we're going to license tracks, and we're going to release them as DLC. That's how you do it, and you sell it.
Like
Because they'd be stupid not to.
SingStar.
pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Every month, roll out a pack of 4, and then they have continued
Yeah.
sales models.
Themselves.
It's crazy that PC's not doing that yet.
If you think
Honestly,
about it,
yeah.
the reason why it's blown up on
'Cause
PC is because everybody's getting all these songs for free. As soon as you
Yeah,
say you
but-
want £5 for 4 songs, 10 quid for 20 songs, then
how big was
you've got to
SingStar?
pay hundreds.
It's still gonna blow up.
I'd pay for it.
Yeah, no, but
People
I will
are
say-
like,
I will just
attaching
say
their
something
move
on it.
controllers to make a staff and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's 10 to 11. Should we move on?
Okay, Bethesda unveiled 3 VR games. Only one of them has been confirmed to be coming to PlayStation VR. So the first thing that they unveiled was the Prey DLC, which why they wouldn't bring that to PlayStation VR, I have no idea, because Prey obviously came to PS4. But I cannot get an answer. I cannot find it anywhere saying that thing is coming to PlayStation VR. I've even tweeted to the developer saying, for the love of God, please tell me if it's coming to PlayStation VR. We've got Wolfenstein Cyber Pilot, and initially when I heard it, I was like, well, I want a Wolfenstein game, just like I wanted a Doom game last year. The Cyber Pilot part of it did concern me. And then when I saw the trailer, I was just like, oh shit, what a load of crap, this is going to be a boring as hell, and I know Paul's going to disagree with me, and that's fine. But I was just like, I do not want to hack a Panzerhound and run around as a robot doggy setting Nazis on fire. I want to walk around as BJ Blazkowicz or his daughters from this new upcoming expansion that they're going to do, with guns in my hands, literally blowing the living shit out of the Nazis. That's what I want to do.
You've never been a robot dog running
I don't
around.
care.
I don't care. I don't want to put it down before I've done it.
If it was a game where the usual game was you're a robot dog going around doing stuff, that's fine. Just don't put the Wolfenstein name on it. If it's Wolfenstein, just like Doom last year, it's got to be first-person shooters.
It's Doggenstein.
No, you can play as different machines as well, and there is some shooting, you know, like first-person shooting as well. It's not only being in that dog. Somebody, I think VR Focus had hands on it.
Still ain't what
But
I wanted,
anyway.
mate. And the last one was obviously Elder Scrolls Blades, which actually for me is the
Sorry,
most
what were you saying?
concerning. I can let Prey go if
I
you
was
will.
saying Wolfenstein would be awesome.
That's talking. That's talking.
Wolfenstein,
Elder
yeah,
Scrolls Blades, when he was actually going through, it's coming to this, it's coming to this, it's coming to mobile VR, and then he said, and it's coming to high-end VR, and then there was a pause of about 3 seconds, and then he quickly said PC. I do not think this is coming to PlayStation
That
VR.
is
If
particularly correct. That's
if
what
that
it
is actually true, that is absolutely disgusting on Bethesda's part. And if the problem is with Sony, Bethesda need to say, we wanted to bring it to PlayStation VR, we couldn't do because of Sony.
Yeah.
But if it's Bethesda's decision, if they're bringing it on every goddamn VR headset and they do not bring it on PlayStation VR, that is literally a slap in the face of all of us that brought Skyrim or all of us that brought Doom VFR, because we supported them and they ain't supporting us back this year. So that's my thoughts on that. So, but anyway, that's my thoughts on the Bethesda games.
What we talking about Bethesda? Like I said, the cell phone one, I'm kind of like whatever. If it comes to PSVR, cool. If it doesn't, whatever.
Blades.
Yeah, Blades. The Wolfenstein, I agree with Nat. I can give a shit about robot dogs and whatever. I want first person. I want a first person shooter, you know, just like Wolfenstein. And the other one, what was the other one? Prey. So we know nothing about Prey, but we'll see. Hopefully that'll be a first person shooter.
We know a little bit about Prey. It's not a first-person shooter.
What is
there's
it?
Like there's an escape room version, and then there's another one that I think is competitive, where somebody is like hiding, because you know in Prey there's like aliens hiding as desk chairs and shit like
well,
that.
the
It's
whole
almost like
Bethesda,
shooting hide and seek or something like that. I don't know.
the whole Bethesda thing was shit for me, so I can care less about what the hell Bethesda had to say this time.
Dave?
I'm excited about Wolfenstein. I like everything they've done with Wolfenstein recently, and I like everything they've done with Doom recently, and I can't see any reason why... I don't see any reason why Doom and Wolfenstein and fucking Skyrim and everything can't just keep coming out great. Because I really like Doom VFR. A lot of people give it shit, but if you play with a DualShock 4, that is Doom in VR, man. That's pretty fucking solid. And so I think even if it's not a first-person shooter, I think they're going to come up with something interesting. And like the only things that we have on VR so far from Bethesda on PSVR are solid. You can't really say anything about, you know, like Skyrim VR. That's our system seller right now. And like Doom VFR is in a bundle. It's
from
in a bundle
Sony
with everybody. So like, I'm looking forward to those for sure. I don't know what's going to end up here. I think Blades probably will. The one thing you were saying with Sony blocking stuff is maybe it won't be cross-platform, but it will still come. I don't think there's any reason why it wouldn't show up here, because they've shown that they're willing to put Skyrim on this first exclusive.
Yeah,
so
that
unless
is a big
Oculus
deal.
has some kind of exclusive where we can't get it for 6 months to counteract that, like, I think we're getting it for sure. As far as the Prey thing, I would assume the same, but I don't know, like, how that's going to pan out. But at least I'm looking forward to Wolfenstein. And it's going to be like 20 or 30 bucks, right? It's like 20 bucks on Amazon right now.
Yeah, that's
You can
right.
pre-order it already, yeah. So, okay. All right, that's my 2 cents. Preach.
As far as Blades goes, I didn't really give that much of a crap about it to even look at it or research about it. I just didn't care. Prey, I've never even played the like the actual 2D flat version of the game. Didn't look like my kind of thing, but from what I gather of the description, it sounds a bit like Gary's Mod's Prop Hunt, where you just look and find props and then they turn into aliens or something. I don't know if it's multiplayer or not. I don't know. It might be quite cool though.
I think one of the modes
It
is
could.
multiplayer.
Yeah, if you know, like if Seraphim was like a pot plant or something like that, that'd be quite funny. But yeah, as far as the Wolfenstein goes, I was in the same camp as Nat. It was like I found that trailer, I watched the trailer, and I was like, oh, it's a dog. That's not what I want. I want the gore right up in front of my face. I want to be blasting somebody right in the face to see his eyeball like fly out or something like that. So cool. But I'm not bothered about a dog or any hacking of robots. It sounds gimmicky. It sounds gimmicky to me. That's it for me.
Cool. 360, I thought it was fantastic. I played the demo of the new one, didn't particularly get on with it, so I'm not really particularly bothered about Blade. When it comes to Wolfenstein, yeah, I'm very excited. It's id Software, it's Bethesda. I know they're one now, and they do amazing games. I thought Doom VFR was absolutely fantastic, and I know it's in a robot dog. I've got to admit, I was a little bit disappointed. It wasn't a full first-person shooter, but I still think it is going to be incredible. It's going to be really violent, and it's going to look great and play great, and it doesn't look, and it isn't expensive. And yeah, so I'm down for that one. What about you, Polish?
Wolfenstein's not in, by the way. It's Machine Games.
I cannot wait for Wolfenstein. I really cannot wait to see that world, Wolfenstein, in VR. That's I think I'm probably gonna buy it for. But I think even though you not play as BJ, but you still, you know, in Doom VFR you didn't play as Doom guy, and it's still been great game. So I think, you know, playing as the machines, you know, hacking different machines, I'm sure they're gonna work out so good mechanics, you know, what feels great. So I'm really looking forward to that. What was next? Blades. It's a free-to-play game, so it's probably lots of grinding and like microtransactions. So I don't know if I care that much about that one. And Play, I never played it, but I probably buy it for VR to play online a bit.
Cool. Jason?
Yeah, the Wolfenstein, I was hoping we would get something as a shooter there too as well. But I don't know, it could be interesting, and if we twist their arm enough, maybe they'll give us a little something extra. You know, maybe they'll do something for us, even if it's like an over-the-shoulder kind of one, or even like a little third person running around on there. I'm good with that too. But you know, of course, we'd all love that first-person experience. But Prey I really liked. I played Prey first on the PC, and it's interesting. I mean, it's just what they did with it, the graphics, the sounds. They did a lot of different trippy, twisted stuff in there. It's too much for me to remember right now, but I mean, I love that series, so I can see them doing something good for us in VR with this.
Cool.
I know it doesn't sound like that much, but I'm sure it'll be good. Chug.
I played the crap out of Prey, actually, and Prey played like, once you got past the first hour, it was like Bioshock meets Half-Life 2, and it was fucking great. So if you guys haven't played it, it was one of the first, it was one of the few flat screen games that blew my mind last year. So if they do something in VR and we get it, absolutely fuck yeah. When I heard that Blades was a mobile game, I pretty much checked out immediately, so I don't give a shit about that. And then as far as
Long Together was a mobile game first.
Yeah, a lot of PSVR games are mobile games.
But when I think when I think like Elder Scrolls, and then I hear mobile game, I start thinking of like Fallout Shelter, and I don't care anymore. But
I get tired of mobile ports now. We've got too many of them.
Yeah.
On PSVR.
But as far as Cyberpilot goes, I watched the trailer for Cyberpilot, and I mean, I don't care about running around a dog. I really wanted a Wolfenstein game because I played the shit out of those games. But then they showed, at the very end of the trailer, they showed a mech coming out at the end. I was like, whoa, wait, maybe. So I want to see more. I want to see gameplay footage, like real gameplay, before. But so right now I'm optimistic. Cool. And I still think we're getting a Fallout 3. I just think it's going to be announced at PAX or something. Anyways, go on,
I do
Grid.
think there'll be more VR games at another game show, more PlayStation orientated.
It makes too much sense for them to not port out Fallout 3, and I don't mean to get off topic here, but Skyrim and Fallout 3 are the exact same engine, so it makes a lot of sense to bring that game over, because people would kill for Fallout 3. But it might be it could be a fall push. Anyways.
Yeah, alright, so Wolfenstein, I haven't played Wolfenstein since like the original one, like back in like the early 90s. So I'm not a fan of the franchise.
The new one's so
They are great games.
I know. It's on my list of things to play, but I play way more VR than not, so get off me.
Shut up.
I feel like you need a hug over here or something.
We're all gonna get on you. Everybody get on him.
I forgot to.
So Wolfenstein, I don't know. It looked kind of boring to me more than anything else. Obviously, like being a PSVR guy, I would love to experience these old non-VR games in VR. So getting Wolfenstein and then Cyberpilot kind of like took that away from me because we all got Doom. And we all, Doom was still the essence of Doom, whereas this doesn't look like the essence of Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
That's my biggest concern, I guess. I mean, still, like I said, I'm not familiar with
amazing.
the franchise, so I'm hopefully it's going to be good. Prey, I thought Prey was multiplayer only in VR, so maybe I misheard that, but that doesn't excite me at all.
Yeah, there's 2 modes. There's one that's an escape room, and then the one's multiplayer. So there should be both.
Okay, well then, I mean, I'm totally indifferent. Hopefully it's good, whatever. Blades, I'm with Nat. If it doesn't come to PSVR, there'll be a bit of a shock. I think it will. Like I think Dave said or Lewis, it's the cross-platform thing, which is I think also is the reason why they didn't announce it for PSVR, because I'm sure Bethesda's probably still fighting with Sony about cross-platform, and Sony's like, no, because Bethesda specifically said this is cross-platform across every single VR or every single device.
Yeah.
And
good point,
Sony doesn't
Dad.
play that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, I think the only way to get around that is to get all your friends to buy Xboxes.
Yeah, right.
No.
But looking more in depth into Blades, I'm a huge Skyrim. I'm a huge like Elder Scrolls nerd. I'm Jack. Elder Scrolls 6 guys. But anyways, the Blades looks like they said it's a full Elder Scrolls experience. It's not. If you watch that trailer again and watch the, it's like a 4-minute trailer. It's a bare bones thing. It's one-on-one fighting. It's not what I want out of Elder Scrolls VR, and so I think even if it comes to PSVR, it's free to play. It's not going to feel like Skyrim. It's going to feel like a shallow version of Skyrim, and no one's going to care about it. That's what I think.
Cool. Seraphim?
So is Wolfenstein one where you have dino and you shoot Nazis in the face?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you shoot Nazis in the face.
For VR.
Shoot all the Nazis. Yeah.
Or not?
Yep, Nazis.
If it's
Well, the
gonna
actual
be-
game you do, but the VR one you won't. No.
You will be killing Nazis in
if it's
every
VR,
version
I
of
guarantee you'll be
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah.
Seraphim, it's not going to be a first person.
It's
not
not
going to be a
like Doom.
first person
Yeah,
shooter.
yes.
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I...
it'll still have the feeling of Wolfenstein. There's going to be a lot of
Why not?
talk
Like,
about killing Nazis.
It's about you're like a
And
robot
you'll be
dog
a
or something, and you're
badass.
hacking things.
What do you think,
No,
Seraphim?
you are hacking machines, so you can hack a dog, you can hack a mech, you can hack anything, and
That's
kill
it.
some
That's it,
Nazis.
Paul. Yeah, exactly.
That's the one. Yeah, Paul. That's it.
It'll be bloody and it'll be humorous. That's guaranteed.
That's gonna
Always
be
with them.
that 76 whatever it's called. What called again? Mindfuck.
Say it again.
The 76 whatever. Bioshock or not Bioshock.
Fallout.
Oh,
Prey?
Hey.
Fallout
Prey?
76.
Yeah, no Fallout. Yeah, that one. I want that in VR.
I thought he said 7 dicks. I was like, what?
Yeah, we all do.
Hey, he kept saying 7 dicks. Yeah.
7 days over here.
What about you,
VR.
Something.
Hey, Wall.
I didn't play flat screen Prey because I don't have time to play flat screen games. So if Prey's cool, Prey's cool. The freaking mobile bullshit can suck my dick for all I'm concerned right now until we see what happens. And if it doesn't come to PSVR, then it can totally suck a dick. And the only one that I'm on the fence about is the Wolfenstein thing because I'm going. I love Wolfenstein. I've been playing that game since it came out when I was like 12 years old. And
My
when
mom.
they were showing this third-person fucking take over the stupid mechanical shit bullcrap, I'm going, what the fuck are you doing? Where's my gun? Let me shoot shit. But I can see how it might be fun, but I'm going to tell you this, when I finally play it, I'm going to bitch about the fact that I don't just have... No, I'm serious. I'm going to bitch about finding some World War II fucking stupid-ass weapon, whatever the fuck they want to give me to shoot Nazis in the face instead of breathing fire with my nasty breath because I drank all night and ate fucking tacos and didn't brush my teeth the next morning. It's stupid. It may be fun, but as a Wolfenstein
grabbing a
fan,
drink, sorry.
as a huge Wolfenstein fan, right now, seeing that game, it can suck a dick. Until it proves me otherwise when I play it, it can suck my fucking dick.
It's going to have the
that
same
dick.
balls that every
Disabled
Wolfenstein
right.
games have. I
No,
feel
yeah,
like
it's totally
gonna
the
be-
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Wolfenstein. It's a fucking.
You can't say that till you hear
it's a
yourself
cash
as the
grab,
main
it sounds
character
like
and what's
to me.
happening. Cash grab.
You're a third
Wait, hold
person
on.
controlling a
that
fucking robot dog.
Oh, sorry, Dave.
breathing fire.
Sorry, Dave.
It's not a fucking Wolfenstein game. It's not.
I'm sorry,
It
Dave.
is.
I didn't mean to.
It's some ripoff. But it
I'm mad now.
I'm sorry. I've never played it before. I'm stupid. What can I say? You're older than
never
me.
played it.
I should never leave the couch.
I don't
The
think
new
No.
Wolfensteins are great. Well, the second one isn't as good as the first one.
Yeah,
Seraphim,
don't hurt me.
play Wolfenstein. You can pick it up for $2. Get it somewhere.
Right,
And
right.
build it
Okay,
for us.
first
Build
block.
a real version in Dreams, Seraphim, because I know you.
You got it, mate. I will. I'll do that for you guys. I'll be more than happy to build stuff that we don't get.
All
Anyone
right.
can help.
Nat, what's next?
So the next one, so
Awesome,
the next
dude.
game that we had that was announced at E3 was from Ubisoft. It was announced last year, Transference, but we got more of a look. I gotta admit, I like the look of this. I think VR hasn't tapped into the psychological as much as it could do. There's certain games that you play, or I've played. Resident Evil 7 has certain psychological elements, and I play really well, and there's other games as well. I think this has the possibility that you are invading other people's dreams and consciousness. That sounds really intriguing, that literally you could walk into anything and something really fucked up. So out of everything that was shown VR-wise at E3, or that was announced at E3, this was the one game where I was really intrigued, because it's like, okay, this could move the needle on VR. This could actually go somewhere completely different that I've never been before. And that's why I brought a VR headset. I wanted to go places that I've never been before. So yeah, so for me, Transference was the VR game of E3, and I'm really looking forward to that, getting that in. So yeah, I was really
Lewis?
excited for that. Lewis?
Yeah, I don't really remember much about Transference. I know that they showed it. I remember Elijah Wood coming out and stuff. But I guess it didn't impact me enough to be like, oh man, I can't wait for this game. So I don't know. I can't. I need to see more. To be honest, I really need to see more. I don't think I've seen enough. I need to see more. I don't get it.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Dave?
like this is one that I was actually really looking forward to seeing a lot of info about or footage from during the presentation, and I felt like
We're not
I
there
don't
yet,
know
Steve. We're
anything
not there
more than I did already. Which is just that it's psychological, it's creepy. Every trailer is a real guy and not gameplay footage. So that's one thing that kind of, I don't know what the game is actually, but my assumption it's one of those ones where it's like, you teleport into a guy, there's some little puzzle.
No, VR support.
Gotta do-
Psychonauts,
and you gotta
Psychonauts.
go back on. Psychonauts, yeah, something like that. Yeah, you were saying there's nothing like this, and I feel like, I don't know, it looks like it could end up like an inpatient or something, which is trying to be like, I mean, obviously you're not jumping around between people's consciousness, but
Psychological Psychonauts.
the game shifts reality constantly anyway, so there's similar stuff out there, I feel like, but this could be good. I just feel like there's a chance it's gonna peter out when we actually get it, because they haven't shown anything really substantial, and a lot of it is on the goodwill of Elijah Wood. And it's like, hey, we like Elijah Wood. He seems like he's a system out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Ooh, I like him in The Watchmen. I'm gonna buy that. No, I don't think so.
So I hope it's good, but at the same time, you know, you can
I
have
want one
cool
for my
ideas
house.
for stuff to do in VR, but his Spectre Vision company is like a brand spanking new game development company, as far as I know. I don't think they've ever made anything else.
No.
And so Ubisoft obviously has, and they haven't released any stinkers on PSVR pretty much. Like everything Ubisoft does, even Eagle Flight nobody talks about, that's still a good game. Like they've made some good stuff.
Yes.
But I have to wait and see. I was more excited before than after because I feel like I just don't know anything extra. So, yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
They've
Preacher?
only they've only shown that one gameplay trailer where the dad's talking to the kid. Yeah, right. Yeah. 'Cause I don't remember seeing anything. Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything else because that's as much as I know about the game. Like
There's not much footage, yeah.
it seems intriguing, and I do like this kind of thing. So I'd be quite again intrigued to see how it turns out. But it seems to be so much like you said. There seems to be a lot of footage of real people in the game, and it's like.
or at least
how's
in the
that gonna
coverage
impact-
leading up to it. Like, where's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
game?
And if that is the game, is that going to severely impact the replay value because there's just so many scenes that they've actually got? So I'm,
Well,
I'm
are you going to be looking at
not
2D
sure.
flat screen images too, or like how do they film it? Like I don't know what's going on with that.
Is it a 360 camera? I mean, who knows? We don't
Yeah.
know.
360
I'm
video is
intrigued.
never good though.
No, I'm with Lewis on this one. I'm intrigued enough to sort of go, I might give it a try, but I'm not overly sort of going, oh my god, yeah, that looks awesome. That's it.
Sweet.
Gamertag?
I love the theme of it. I think it looks really good. I can't wait to play games like this. As far as I know, the movie part is like, I don't know if, was it, what was the game we played like? Was it Abduction? Or what was the one that came out recently?
Yeah, Abduction had that, the 2D, yeah.
And that
I never
had,
played that. My son never
that
played
had terrible real movie footage of people in it. And as far as I know,
Oh, it
this
was
game
like projected though, right? It was
Yeah,
projected
yeah.
in a...
So,
Yeah,
but
okay, gotcha.
As far as I know, this game is gonna be a lot of that. It's gonna have real footage in the game, as we saw,
Yeah.
and it's an escape room style game, which I love the idea of that personally, and it looks like it could be really scary, and yeah, I'm completely down for that. So, Polish?
I'm not intoxicated.
Well, I don't really know what it is for starters. I just don't know.
Jimmy's.
Well,
Sorry, someone else.
He's lying. No, he's clearly lying.
He is absolutely.
No,
high
he's
as fuck.
talking.
It's in the
cool.
comment section. But they asked if you
hi.
would drunk.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know what it is,
Oh,
so I
I've
don't know
drinking
what to say
vodka,
about it.
yeah.
I wait for it and I see
I've
how it
got
turns
vodka.
out.
Cool.
Yeah, for me, I've been watching this one for a while, and I like the air of mystery that they have around it, that they're keeping us wondering. But supposedly this is supposed to be the one that's supposed to scare the pants off of us and make us not want to do VR anymore. And just by them saying that alone, it's got me interested. And
Something has to be R7.
plus, I don't know if anybody here watches the Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, but after he's working on those kind of shows recently, I'm sure his mind is primed and proper for making something like this. So this is probably going to be really interesting. At least I hope it is.
I haven't seen that.
So,
Sounds good.
you should check it out.
Sure.
Sorry.
This one went right over my head, to be honest with you. And I fucking hate dream sequences. I don't like. I don't like any kind of psychological horror. I don't have any fucking patience for that. I fast forward in every movie and TV show I watch. So until this game shows something real, then I'm just gonna go with a big fat fucking no. You're up, Ryan.
Yeah,
Elijah Wood is watching this stream. Do you want to reconsider what you just said?
No, go back.
He just commented. He literally just commented on my stream.
That's
so
yeah. Well,
Shug is like, no. He can rewind it so he can remember what
here,
he said.
Elijah, here you go.
I'll let you know what he says. Okay.
Nice.
so my biggest issue with transference... My biggest issue with transference is that we saw this last year, and no game footage last year, but it's been a whole year since last E3, and they showed, like Dave said, they showed like a minute of footage in that trailer, like less than that, and not to say, I mean, maybe it's got surprises, but I'm really worried about, I mean, it's first-time developer. I'm worried about, like I said, they're just, what they're putting out there, I think game length is an issue now, just because it's a first-time developer, and they're new to VR. Not much is being said. Like, we don't know anything, but considering it's been a year since the announcement, like, I was looking forward to seeing a bit more, and we literally just got like a tiny bit more. So I can't say good or bad. I want it to be good, but I want to see more before I say really anything.
No, that's fair enough.
Fair enough.
Right. So.
Yeah, I can't say anything either.
He's definitely drunk.
I love Elijah Wood.
Go ahead, A.W.O.L.
No, Elijah Woods.
I don't know. No, I think I'm excited to see that painting stuff. It looked like a painting kind of thing. I'm curious, but I have no idea. Like you said, there's no info. Not a lot of info, but I'm very curious. That's all I can say, really, too.
No, that's fair enough. I will.
I'm optimistic on this one just because it's something different, and if they can pull off what they're showing us, if they can actually put me in this world that they want to put me in, where I'm fucking around in people's heads or dreaming and all this crazy shit they're doing, and it works, it'll be neat because it's something different. Because that's what we all want from VR. We want different experiences. However, it could also be another impatient, like I think Dave said, and it could easily be a huge pile of shit or fucking awesome, and I don't think there's any gray in the middle. It's either gonna kick ass or it's gonna suck.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I do not see a middle ground for this game because I have high expectations for it, but I'm also prepared to be fuck 1,000 times in my impressions on it. I literally am prepared for that. But if it blows my mind, man, I'm really hoping for that. Because you know they're going to charge for this game $30-40. It's not going to be cheap.
Yeah, and pre-order it in UK, it's 50 quid, I think.
Yeah, of course, they got
50 quid,
fucking Frodo's in it, you know, so.
Yeah, Elijah Wood presents.
in it.
You can't.
You know what I mean.
You can't. This is something that needs to be good. To be really good, or everybody in this room is gonna trash it. If it's not like fucking not epic, but like damn fucking good. But I think I personally, right now, think I can't wait to play it. When I go in to play it, I'm gonna be all geeked until Seraphim ruins it for me 24 hours before I get it. I have hopes for it.
I hope Elijah Wood's in the game. That'd be sweet. Imagine if
Right, so the next game that got unveiled was during what I think we can all agree was for VR, a hugely disappointing conference by Sony, where we only got one PlayStation VR game revealed actually during the conference, which is also can be played in PlayStation or on PlayStation 4. And that is Trover Saves the Universe, which, don't get me wrong, again, to be honest, by the time they got round and I realised it was the only VR game, I tuned out, and I think I'm going to enjoy the game because I like Justin Roiland's sense of comedy. I loved Accounting Plus, and I loved Rick and Morty. What I did actually play of it, not all of it, unfortunately. But like I say, during the conference, I literally was already tuned out. I was so peed off. But looking back on it now, it's like, okay, I'm going to enjoy this game. But again, it's not the game I was expecting during the Sony conference. Again, you know, why are they not showing Megalith? Why are they not showing Firewall Zero Hour? Why are they not showing
Because Rick and Morty is the biggest TV show in the world, man.
I have no idea why. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop talking.
But like I say, I know I'm going to buy the game. I know I'm going to enjoy the game. I'm sure it'll be fun. But again, I was disappointed at the reveal and the timing of the real reveal, and that's, to be honest, most of the thing I'm taking
me
away
too,
from
man. I was
E3.
too.
So anyway, Lewis, what do you think of?
Yeah, I'm
Trover Saves the World?
One thing.
I don't care. I don't. I'm not. I'm not a Rick and Morty fan. This is a cartoon that's, you know, I know I've seen some clips. I've chuckled and stuff. You know, it's all right, but it's not from my generation. It's just something I don't really get. I haven't gotten into and I won't get into. So anything they keep putting out, I didn't get Accounting Plus because I didn't care about that game. I saw the videos and it wasn't even that funny to me. I don't know.
Dave.
I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm not excited for that type of game. Not really at all.
Dave, you're up.
Okay, so
Sorry, I'm done.
Hey,
you got me all depressed, Louis.
I'm sorry.
Wait, Seraphim wants to talk.
I just ask you guys if anyone knows. I think Dream's coming out this year, from one hearing. But
Dream's beta is coming out this year.
Yeah,
the beta is.
The game's coming out next year.
Okay. Cool.
Beta is not the open beta, isn't it?
All right. If we're talking Trover, here's another thing where, like Tetris, I feel like nobody in this room is super excited about it, but I've seen articles on tons of mainstream websites saying, hey, Justin Roiland of Rick and Morty fame has a new VR game coming to PlayStation, and it's getting a ton of coverage, and I even saw at E3 they got a couple Best of E3 awards. Or like recommendations. Yeah, like people were...
Biased opinions, I bet you anyway.
IGN gave them one of the best. I'm not saying IGN is
biased too.
Oh God, they're definitely biased.
Get the fuck
they
IGN.
typically don't care about VR shit, so if they gave a Justin Roiland,
they gave a good
game,
Killing Floor a good review, which I'm surprised about.
All right. What I'm saying is, I think that first of all, we don't have many action platformers, third-person action platformers. We're waiting on Astrobot. That's going to be great, of course. We got Mergles, which is okay. Everybody's
keep calm.
Whatever. But I feel like that fills a little slot that we don't have. So if the gameplay is solid, then that's one thing right there. But the humor is going to turn people off, obviously. If you don't like Justin Roiland's humor, you're probably not going to like it, even if it's a solid action platformer. But I fucking love Justin Roiland's humor, so I'm way down for that. Get out of my face! I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. What's happening? I guess I'm done. I don't know what's happening anymore.
You done? You done?
I guess, yeah, go ahead.
For this...
Your
for this
hand's
Trover
hitting my
thing-
hand a lot today.
Sorry, for this Trover thing, I saw the thumbnail for the trailer, and that was the second time that I face-palmed.
this summer.
Because I was just like, oh god, what the fuck is this thing? It just looked so shit, and people at my
Can we,
work
can we
love
talk
Rick and
about what
Morty.
looked like shit besides the guy sitting in the bathtub, the marketing? Like the gameplay
Yeah.
itself, what was
Awesome.
shitty about the
That
gameplay
bit, I
itself?
liked it.
Yeah, it's a
No,
platformer.
that's
Action
what
platformer.
that's
Let
what we
me
have
say,
any of those
let-
that are
let-
sorry, getting.
Do we have any of those that are good?
Let me say.
This is what I'm getting around to. Like, I saw the thumbnail and immediately thought, oh my god, that looks shit. I don't want to watch this trailer. And then when I read about it and I heard that it was from the guys from Rick and Morty, I thought I definitely don't want to watch this trailer because everybody at work, everybody at work tells me how great Rick and Morty is. I tried to watch a few episodes to see if I could get into it, but I just could not get into it. It's not my type
Too
of
hard.
humor. I can't
Too
stand it.
difficult for you.
No, it's just
Too
shit.
difficult.
Boy.
It's
That's
just
what it
terrible.
seems like,
It's
because
for dumbasses basically,
Smell
but
it correctly.
Oh man.
I just cannot stand Rick and Morty. I cannot stand Accountant Plus. I don't understand any of it. It's just
Bit
stupid.
hard.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
It's just not for me whatsoever. I mean, I'm not judging anybody that watches it or enjoys it, but I am really. But it's that's why they call it a feature. But yes, so it's basically the thumbnail totally put me off, and I have no interest in it whatsoever.
No, that's fine.
That's my thing.
Cool.
Game
I absolutely love Rick and Morty. I think it's absolutely amazing. I love it. Squanch games.
Nice.
What was the game they done last time? You was just talking about it.
Accounting Plus.
Accounting Plus.
Oh,
We played
yeah, I
it
love
loads. My wife loved it. I loved it. It was so funny. And anything by them guys, personally, I'm very much looking forward to because I love their sense of humour. I mean, admittedly, sometimes if you don't get that sense of humour, there's a lot of talking, a lot of time wasting, and you'll be thinking, you know, like my dad saw it and he must have thought, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what is this crap? But to me, I love it, and I absolutely love it. And when Accounting Plus come out, I thought, this is fantastic. Rick and Morty, absolutely brilliant. Love that game. I know it's short. I know it's semi-expensive for what it was, but it was a great experience. Any fans of the shows will absolutely love that game. And I'm sure when this game comes out, it is going to be great as well. And hopefully not overpriced. So, yeah. Paul?
I mean, I like it because I like pets on platformers anyway in VR, so I'm gonna play it, and I really liked Accounting, so I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Jason?
Yeah, for me, I'm not super excited about that one, but I mean, I love a good laugh anytime, so I don't know. I may check it out. Plus, they're saying it's supposed to be a full-length game instead of just something short like they've been giving everybody in Rick and Morty and stuff too. So
I don't know that much about it, personally.
yeah,
I
but
just saw the footage.
supposedly, you know,
see
it'll
that.
be
I'll
more
wait
than
and
30
see.
minutes worth of stuff, which should make people happy out there. So hopefully that'll do good, you know.
Last two experiences short, right? So yeah, maybe I'll give it a chance.
Well, I got a pretty fucking dark and fucked up sense of humor. So you would think that I would like this stuff, but I really think Rick and Morty fucking sucks. The show, at least.
Me too, yeah.
Accounting Plus,
It's
Accounting
Marmite.
Plus, I played through it and like I laughed, but after an hour I deleted it. I was done with that. Rick and Morty, the game, yeah, it was kind of fun. It was very job simulator-ish with some sense of humor thrown in. It was okay. I don't care about this game, but I'm really happy for PlayStation VR because Rick and Morty's huge, and I'm in the minority. So I say, bring it on. It doesn't have to appeal
we're
to
in
me.
the same boat, Chuck.
Yeah. So hey, I'm psyched to review it, and I hope it's a great platformer. But I don't expect to be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to hear that guy do the same voice for the third fucking time.
The room is pretty much split on that game. So
Yeah, just a side note.
He knows no other voices that he can do. He's like,
Well, but hold on, Lewis, that complaint comes up all the time, but people say, oh, he just does the Rick
One
and
more
Morty
voice than
voices,
you,
right?
Lewis.
If you look back to his old shit,
Fucking shit on fucking track. God damn it, Dave. You're
tearing us apart,
sitting around a
Dave.
fucking table.
Sorry, am I talking then, or what are we doing here?
Ryan, you're up.
I guess I'm done. Yeah,
Okay,
go ahead.
okay,
A.W.O.L said, A.W.O.L
whose
shouted at
turn
me,
is
so
it?
we're done.
It is my turn.
it's Ryan.
It's Chuckhead's A.W.O.L.
We're gonna be in here
No,
for
no,
6
Chuck.
hours if we don't fucking move shit along.
gotta hurry
Yeah,
up, yeah.
no,
Yeah, we do
I
because
like
it's like
Justin.
nearly 11:30.
I like
Okay, we
Justin.
got-
in the UK.
I like Justin Roiland. I like Rick and Morty. Accounting Plus was funny. The Rick and Morty game was solid. The problem with that is this is made by Squanch Games, not Alchemy, who made Rick and Morty game. And the only other thing Squanch has made so far is Accounting Plus, which it's all based on his humor, not so much the gaming part of it. So I'm really worried about the quality of this platformer, because from what I saw, I was not impressed at all. And it's relying a lot on Justin Roiland's humor again, which I like.
Big
but
time.
when you're building a game around that, I'm kind of losing interest in that game. And I don't know, like a full platformer from a new studio
Dog.
could be tough.
What the hell?
Preacher doesn't like
Throw the
that.
table away,
He's barking at you again.
Someone's
No,
got
that's not
attention
me.
problems.
It's not
Oh,
me
was
this
it?
time.
I'm done.
Hey, I'm in the same boat as a couple of you guys where I never watched Rick and Morty, but I did like Accounting Plus. It appealed to me as somebody who's never seen this guy. What the fuck's his name? What's this dude's name?
Justin Roiland.
Justin Roiland.
Roiland.
Whatever.
But also, the
fucking
humor is half
Accounting-
crows.
Someone that shit on his chin.
I liked Accounting Plus because it was obnoxious and foul, and they cussed a lot, and that's right up my goddamn alley. So like, I was like, okay, this is cool. I didn't play Rick and Morty because
But when
I'm
it's
like,
done, like, right, though, I mean, it's just...
well, I'm just saying. If
Okay,
this guy's
I'm
made-
sorry, I'm not going to get into it. Go ahead.
If this guy made that game, I'm gonna try it, and if it's obnoxious and stuff, I will chuckle. And like, I think it was Shughead that said I laughed, but I wasn't like that into it. That's how I felt in Accounting Plus. Like that first level where that dude's just screaming fuck for no reason constantly, and I love to swear, but I was like, dude, you shut the fuck up, like what's going on? But no, if he does it right, it's something that even though I'm not into the show or anything, he does have the potential to make a game that I would enjoy, and I'm hoping that this one is. I really am, because I did enjoy Accounting Plus. I did laugh a lot. They had the little gangster kids breaking windows and being cocksuckers. I love adult games. And games that are that type of thing where they're just so obnoxious and off the rail, I appreciated Accounting Plus for that. And I'm hoping that this next game is something where I'm like, dude, if you're not fucking 26, you shouldn't be playing this because your head can't handle it. That's what I'm hoping for. If he can be a dick and make me laugh, fuck, man, I'll buy your shit.
Yeah, one thing I will mention real quick about Accounting Plus is that's half crows and half Squanch. And crows made the Stanley Parable, which if you guys ever played that, that's a funny-ass game in itself.
That's
it's
awesome.
really meta.
I did, I played
So,
that,
like,
yeah.
I think some of the humor was also from Crows because they kind of co-developed it. So it's not just straight him. So I think that's why some people like it, even if they're not a fan of Justin Roiland. You know what I mean?
And just quickly, that's what worries me is that this is Squanch Games' first solo project, which worries me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Although
I
Okay,
wasn't
well,
a big fan of the Rick and Morty game. I'm done. But yeah.
That's fine. Right, so obviously we need to kind of crack on. Well, there's one game to cover that was revealed after the Sony show. Why they revealed it after the Sony show, I have no idea. And I think we can pretty much quickly run through this, and that is Deracine from Software. So I really don't know what to think about this game. Whoa! Paywall's gone as well. I'm sure that there might have been a connection issue on their end. That's all right, I'll keep an eye on it. But
What the hell?
so with Deracine, I don't know why it was revealed when it was. It seemed like Sony
like
were
your
trying
shirt.
to hide it. And while I've heard
Oh,
rumours
thanks.
that the game is really beautiful to play, you know, the visuals and stuff like that, that it's kind of hidden away has concerned me about it. And I think it's going to be like a really small game. I think it's going to be a very small personal game.
They said 8 to
Maybe
10
2
hours.
hours. Well, no, they're saying it's about 6 to 8 hours long. I think they've said.
I
But I'm
think
still,
Take
I'm still
chapters,
concerned
1
from
hour
it.
long.
So, like I say, it's about 6 to 8 hours long because there's 8 chapters. But I'm still concerned about the game, and like I say, that Sony hid it away really, because most people would have just turned off the Sony conference right at the end, so a lot of people would have missed it. So, but we'll talk about the obviously the E3 after that. But as I say, Deracine, a bit like what you guys were saying when I was saying about Transference. Want to see more? At the moment, I'm not sold on it. So we'll wait and see. Lewis?
For which game? Which
Deracine.
game are we talking about?
Deracine.
The From Software game where you're like
If
a
you know
girl
nothing
and
about
you're
it,
a
just say
ghost.
you don't know
Yeah, you're a
nothing.
ghost.
I'll send him an invite. man.
Wait. I'm
Very-
sorry. You guys said it at the same time. One person. What game is it called? What was the game called? What?
Deracine.
He wants to know if you're excited to be a fairy.
Because the more you say it, I know nothing.
That's fair enough.
Okay, here's the
just needs
breakdown.
its own. Do that.
You've heard of Dark Souls.
Yeah, but I still haven't played that.
Okay, well, From Software made Dark Souls, Bloodborne, all those games. They've
not
been
saying
announced to have been working on a PSVR game for like years.
3
Everybody's
years,
like,
it's
okay,
3
we
years,
know they're
yeah,
working
3
on
years.
something. And they announced it finally. It's Daracene, and what you are is like a ghost in a
Fairy.
kid's like boarding school or something like that.
Yeah, you're a
and
fairy.
you have to like go around. You're a fairy. You have to go around helping them do stuff, and there's a kid trying to prove that you exist, basically. So it's
Okay,
kind of like a
okay.
little fantasy thing. But I will say, I imagine it's going to be kind of dark because they've never made a game that isn't dark.
Oh yeah,
So,
it's
like,
definitely,
even though it
definitely that
seems
guy.
like pretty
yeah.
straightforward, I feel like the atmosphere and the theming and everything is going to be really on point. Because if you
I will-
played like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, any of that stuff, one thing is the combat, but the world building and like all the little details and the atmosphere and everything is a huge part of why people like those games so much. So I
Okay.
think if they bring that to PSVR, we'll be solid.
Somebody send me
Even
a
if
link,
it's
'cause I had never
totally
seen anything
different
about
out
this.
of left field. Yeah, there's a short trailer. It doesn't show you much.
I can send you a
There's
link,
few
Lewis.
articles about
Thanks,
like, hands-on
Seven, because
stuff.
I don't. This is one I don't remember. Maybe it's just
No, it's
another
fine.
one that didn't
I
didn't
didn't think a
impact
lot
me
of
enough
people
to be like, oh, no, again.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, but that's it. I think people are excited about From Software doing something. It's not what they wanted, obviously, but it should still be good, I think.
Yeah.
Peach?
Yeah, Lucas.
Yeah.
Hey, VR Grid, what are you doing? Hugging your wife? I'm just kidding.
No, I put my controllers down because I kept playing with them.
He gets it. Chuckhead gets it.
Aw, that's not funny.
Come on, guys, we need to crack on with
Hey,
this.
he's trying to talk over here.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
I think I can prove Nat's point about tuning out because this game I have not done my homework on. I haven't even watched the trailer or read anything about it whatsoever. So I'm in the same boat as Lewis. I have no clue about this game.
Yeah.
I will do.
Seraphim, you got anything
Seraphim,
productive to say?
Seraphim.
Now he moved.
The game's just really great. It's good to get. You can't really. Nah, what the fuck we're talking about. I'm sorry.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah,
no,
well-
no.
It's a game from software, so I suppose it's gonna be something good. And like Dave said,
Yeah, I
it's
have
gonna
no
be
idea,
something
sir.
dark as well. It's on a bigger side as well, apparently, 8 hours, around 8 hours. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow with
Hey,
3
while
because
you're
they don't
chatting,
show
is it
that
working,
much.
mate?
I can hear him.
Yeah, it is. I heard
Can you?
it.
Yep.
I heard anything.
Jason?
Well,
AWOL.
yeah.
I'm not
Yep.
talking.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
for me, I don't know if I'm super excited about that one either, but I mean, they have a huge following on Dark Souls and everybody else there too, so
Okay.
it's pretty interesting.
I gotta put the dog out.
I'll keep my heads up for it, and if maybe I'll check it out. I'm not sure, but I'm not super excited about that one. Shug?
Yeah, I don't give a shit about it either. I mean, I saw the trailer and it really didn't interest me, except the fact that, yeah, From Software, I mean, they've been pretty deadly over the last, like,
they
5 or
messed
6
up?
years.
Like-
Like, have they done anything but a Souls game, though? Dave, have they done anything
they've
but a
done-
Souls game?
They've done Bloodborne. They've
Bloodborne.
done
Yeah,
Souls.
but I consider that a Souls
Yeah,
game.
They did 3D Dot Heroes.
Yeah.
So, I'm interested to see what
Oh,
they
wait,
got.
that game? Really? That was actually kind of decent looking. I never played it, but I had a friend who played it.
So I'm interested to see what these guys can do outside of the Souls series. The game itself, from what I've seen right now, is super meh to me. But I think I established how I feel about dream sequences, and fairy shit's right up there. But
Yeah, I don't give a shit about fairy stuff.
but that being said, there was an article that I read yesterday. But it was playable in the corner of the show floor, and the guy who played it said that it was super beautiful to play, but it's definitely got like a kind of dreamy vibe to it. So I don't know. We gotta wait to see more. I think.
What just happened?
You just wrap everything, the whole game to us.
Yep.
Yeah,
Same. Yep. It's from software, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. The trailer's boring. I watched trailer again and tuned out again, so it's not a good trailer. But from what I do remember watching, it looks beautiful, like super high detailed levels. Obviously, we're going to lose a lot of that once we actually see it in VR. But it's from software. I'm super looking forward to it just because it's them. But we need to see more than just that trailer because that trailer didn't do much for me. Same with everybody else.
Yeah, I like the graphics. I think it looks amazing. I think a game from software will be absolutely incredible. The story didn't really grip me, but I like the idea of time travel. And yeah, I know it's not going to be an action-y game, which when you hear from software, you're thinking of that. You're thinking it's going to be dark, violent, and but yeah,
might
I'm
be.
excited for it just because it's such a big developer. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm cool.
First of all, the show for E3 in terms of presentations, demonstrations for VR shit. Absolutely god awful. I honestly don't think it could go any worse. I called it a bloodbath and I stick by that. However, once we actually got to the show floor content, once they started showing me gameplay, that's the only thing I give a shit about, is show me gameplay. They started showing me gameplay. Creed, what was it, Rise to Glory. Liking the look of that. I've never been a big fan of Survivors games. That one I'm liking the look of. That looks like it's going to be the first one of their games I'm actually going to totally enjoy. Firewall Zero, every time I see that game, I get more and more excited, and it drives me crazy that that wasn't shown in the conferences or as a prior show. That just drives me up the wall. The only one that I haven't seen any footage of that I'm disappointed at is Megalith. I still can't find any footage anywhere of Megalith. It sounds intriguing.
There's some on YouTube of a guy.
Oh, is there? Okay, I'll need to find that as well. So while I was hugely disappointed we didn't get the oh wow my god moment game that we've had the past 2 years when we got Resident Evil 7 and Skyrim, that really disappointed me. I still stand by my statement that the actual conferences and the presentations for VR was a bloodbath. It was a total pile of shit. But going forward, I'm very positive. What we do need now is one of the games that we know about. We need Firewall Zero Hour, or we need Beat Saber to exceed expectations, to kind of pick up the slack that we don't have a Skyrim, that we don't have a Resident Evil 7 on our radar. I'm still positive that for PlayStation VR there's still a shit ton of games, and I do think that Firewall Zero Hour could possibly be that game. I think it's a AA developer that is trying to shoot for a AAA game, very similar to what Farpoint tried to do, but I think they're actually going to do it better. From what I can see, they're going to do it better. So, like I say, on the whole, disappointed with E3, but it hasn't diminished my love for PlayStation VR. My love for PlayStation VR is there, and I still think we've got the best to come. So anyway, that's where I am.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right, yeah, the presentation itself compared to last year's presentation, where it was a lot of showy, we have developers coming out on stage telling us what their games are going to be like, what's new, what's not new. This was a show of trailers. It's all it was. It was a show of trailer after trailer after trailer, and they could have just released the trailers instead of just giving us the whole Sony show, to be honest. Like, it I don't know, I was disappointed in the presentation itself, but a lot of the games I'm really excited for. I'm excited for Creed. I'm excited for Firewall. Although it looked a little buggy in the footage, you know, looked like they still got to do some work on it. You know, the gunplay looked a little like Bravo Team. You know, the way it reloaded and everything. It looked like the when the gun kind of came out and like reloaded by itself, kind of with an animation. I don't know if I like that. But what else was there? Firewall. I mentioned those two. What else was there?
There was loads.
We talked about already.
That was quite a bit.
On the maybe I'm trying to think if there's one more I was excited about, but
Evasion.
I can't think of one.
Evasion.
Evasion looks great.
Yes.
Evasion looks really good.
Oh, okay, Evasion looks amazing. I'm glad they're I'm glad they're bringing Evasion to PSVR. It looks great. I can't wait to play co-op on that game. The fact that they're using the aim controller is always a plus. And I'm really excited about Evasion. Those three games are like my top three games. And Blood and Truth also looks good. I've heard Lance Akiro, he's another YouTuber who does a lot of VR stuff and plays a lot of werewolves and stuff. He's actually at E3, and he's played these games out on the floor. And he said that Blood and Truth was pretty good in his opinion. So I'm interested to see how Blood and Truth is compared to, like, you know, some of the other games we're getting that has like free locomotion and stuff like that. So, yeah, those are like I guess the four games I'm pretty excited about. Like, if there is more, you guys probably will mention something else that I can't remember. Then we'll see. So yeah,
Seeking Dawn has PC presence, but not PlayStation yet. But that'll be great when that comes out. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to cut you off there.
Keep in line, Jason. You're not.
Jesus.
I'm just fucking with you. Okay, so as far as the Sony conference, one thing that I don't think anybody has mentioned yet that I think is like worth mentioning is a lot of E3 big company presentations, like I want to say Sony and Nintendo, were really focused on showing deep gameplay, like 5-10 minutes straight of gameplay
Of Last of Us.
to get people excited and show them like, okay, well, we can tell you about it. But they even said, like, the head of Sony was like, this time we want to show people the in-depth stuff, whatever. So you can't spend 5 minutes on Firewall and expect people to follow you, because VR presence isn't all the way up there yet. So they're going to want to see 10 minutes of Last of Us. They're not going to want to see 10 minutes of Firewall, even if we want to. So I think overall, as far as Sony goes, the way they did it was okay, because when they went with that more like in-depth, long-form coverage of stuff, it doesn't really make sense for a lot of the VR games that are out, and honestly, they probably don't even have enough footage to show like that in the form that they're at this point. And nobody likes watching headset footage, except for our viewers, pretty much.
Right.
So I think as far as the main Sony thing, it was a shit show anyways. There was like a guy playing a banjo for 20 minutes or whatever. But like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
The one thing I will say is
A flute.
It was like day 3, or it was day 3 or 4, where they had
it was day 3,
a block of like 3 hours of just PlayStation VR coverage. They went through Astrobot, which looks incredible, showed like way more in-depth stuff on Astrobot.
I'm excited about that one too.
They talked a lot about Firewall. They showed a lot of footage of Firewall. So I feel like even though on the main presentation stage they didn't do much, on those additional days when they were streaming stuff out, I saw a lot of really interesting stuff there that I hadn't seen before. So I feel like even though they didn't put it up at the same level as a Last of Us or a Ghost of Tsushima or something like that, like they still threw it out there, and I saw a lot of stuff that I was interested in and more info that I hadn't seen. So I think they did a decent job. Obviously, Tetris is going to get people pumped. Beat Saber's going to get pumped. I don't know. I think they did okay. I'm not like too upset about how they did.
I like the way he's
I'm done now. I rambled forever there. Go preach.
Preach. That's what I'm saying. It's soothing. I'm like really relaxed right now. You can
Seraphim.
Cheers, sir.
Pronunciations agrees with you, Dave.
Preacher, go ahead.
Losing track. I'm losing track here. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all you.
E3 as a whole.
Yeah, as far as E3 as a whole goes, I thought the flat show, they basically Sony took the stance of going, I'm going to show you all of the games you're going to buy, and no games that you're not going to buy, because every single game was awesome. Which was a different approach, but yeah, everything was awesome. It was really good. But as far as the VR goes, it felt like a B side. It felt like you had the A team and you had the B team, and it was as if, like, kind of what Dave was saying. It's like, you know, what is it, 80 million, 60 million, or whatever it is, PS4 people aren't interested in seeing Firewall, whereas we are.
There's 2 million who are, but yeah.
There's 2 million, exactly.
Yeah.
The rest don't really care, but that's it. Basically, they did a show for the VR guys, but not a good enough show to get more headsets sold. It was a show for us, not so much a show for everyone like they have done in previous years where they were really pushing the VR. So I think it was kind of disappointing in that aspect. But for us, we did get to see quite a few things. It wasn't very long, but day three was good. But the rest of it was kind of disappointing. Yeah. And the dribs and drabs of information that we've gotten from like IGN and GameSpot and sites like that, they've actually played some of the games. It's not bad. They've had a lot of developer interviews and they've got a lot of information in there, so it is pretty good. And I'm the same as Lewis, you know, like Creed, Evasion, Firewall 0 Hour, you know, they all look like day ones to me. But again, that's because the show was selling them to me, a headset owner, an already current headset owner. Anybody else reading those articles? I mean, I looked at the comments sections, and there was like 0. You know, you go to like Last of Us, and there's like 1 million comments from people. You go to the same website with an article.
Well, that's because everyone's upset about the lesbian kiss.
Why would you get upset?
Is anyone at all?
I thought it was hot. It was a loud kiss, but it was hot.
Somebody in here had a commenter who said that they were going to sell their PS4 because of the Last of Us.
That was me.
That was you. Yeah. People are upset. They're idiots, but they're upset.
Yes, they're idiots.
What happened?
Somebody's selling his PlayStation VR because he was upset about the PlayStation VR, but he's actually going to sell his PS4 stuff as well because he's even more upset about the lesbian kissing. So he actually quoted Romans to me, the passage in Romans, about
Last of Us 3 is going to be two dudes kissing, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
So my
See-
thought is, if you're upset about two girls kissing,
presidents.
and then
At
you
that time.
watch a trailer where
Kissing.
everyone's getting murdered point blank in the head with a pistol, like, God doesn't want you playing that shit anyways, I guarantee it. Like, I don't know. Don't
Who are we
quote
on
me.
now? Is it Seraphim?
No, I feel you
America.
on that, though. Like, come on. Like, it's
I
Don't
did
pick
some
and choose how
research
you're going to
on
be
that.
religious.
yeah.
And I found that there was this lady on the
It's not a big
internet
deal.
that
That's not
set
that
it
big
up,
of a deal.
And she's a protagonist, and that's why all the characters are female, and that's actually why. And it's no secret, it's all out there. They don't care who knows. But they decided that whole E3 thing was like very feminine inclined, and that's how it feels that way. It's screw us. We've been hijacked. We need to make our own games. Fuck 'em. I hate E3. It's so ridiculous.
What are you talking about? Men need to make their own games? Seraphim, get the fuck out of here.
I have no idea. Let's move on to Paul.
So I think E3 was shit for PSVR owners, but the one thing I take from it, when they showed Dreams, and I think, when you play Dreams and can make your own games, I can see myself saying, if you don't have VR, just get it, because them games, what you're making, seeing them in yourself, what you make, being in that world you just made, that's gonna be amazing. So I'm surprised
Yeah,
they didn't
Seraphim's
show
excited for Dreams.
Dreams on stage, but
Yeah,
all in all, Sony's not showing PSVR was shit, but my biggest take of it is Dream gonna be awesome.
Cool.
Jason?
Yeah.
Dreams,
Yeah, I mean,
dreams.
we didn't get as much love as we wanted to at E3, but I mean, we still got a little at the end there. Plus, they have to cater to their big sellers. If you're upset over a lesbian kiss, time to wake the fuck up. We're in the 21st century now. There's nothing wrong with that.
Thank you,
Come on.
To echo somebody's statements here is that I think that the PS3 the PSVR kind of influence on the whole show was absolute shit. I think that PlayStation's conference as a whole was bloated and overlong. I mean, hell, could we have not put in some PSVR trailers instead of watching people play fucking instruments for like 15 minutes of showtime? Like, if I had to watch one more guy come out with a flute, I was going to leave Nat's stream.
Yep.
But even The Last of Us, it was like 15 minutes long. We could have just gone straight to the killing. Like, I don't want to get into the SJWs type shit, but, like, it was definitely bloated and overlong. And it would have been nice to see some PSVR presence, because if you've got 80 million PS4s and you've got 2 million PSVRs, well, how do you sell to 78 million PS4 players? Well, then you've got to fucking show PSVR shit. Like, it's a no-brainer. But that being said, I would say that PlayStation VR's overall kind of showing at this E3 was actually better than last year's, except that Sony completely fucked up actually demoing that stuff and showing, because let's just quickly look at it, not just at the show, but for 2018, just to quickly go. We've got like that Ghost Giant game, and you've got Firewall, and you've got Star Child, and you've got the Persistence, and we've got Dreams, and we've got Astrobot. And the games just keep coming and coming. I mean, Air Combat, if it ever sees release, or Ace Combat, but just like the amount of titles, and then Sariento, and then Invasion, and just all these games that we're probably going to see by the end of the year. It's a phenomenal showing, and it's just like, Sony, what the fuck? Like, I couldn't get over the fact that they had all these amazing games, and they showed jack shit to the and then even Beat Saber and stuff. It's like, why is that not on stage? Like, instead of having some guy with a fucking flute, have some guy fucking playing Beat Saber.
Yeah, but
anyways,
that's actually a pretty good idea. I would
100%.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
We should eat the Beat Saber deer.
it's just
I agree though. I love
huge missed opportunity on Sony's part.
Let's do it.
But they had the ammunition. Like, it's not like I came away from the show and going, wow, we got fuck all. Sony screwed us. PlayStation VR is turning into Vita. At first I thought that, but now with the post E3 and looking at the whole show, it's like the games are fucking there. It's just they're just not pushing it. Like, who's in charge of their marketing? That's it. I'm done. Rant over.
They're counting on us to push it, guys. They're counting on us to push it.
Yeah, us free advertisers.
Yeah, same thing. Super underwhelming performance. Like this is underwhelming. As far as pushing PSVR, they didn't push it at all. They catered to us after the fact, and that's exactly what it was. So like I said, there's 60 million, 80 million PlayStation VR owners, and they didn't try to sell a single console to any one of them. That's kind of the unfortunate side of it.
Dude. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, they're behind my head.
We talking Tetris?
Yeah, where's your mind at?
But that was still pre E3. Like that was still pre E3. The actual main.
Okay.
That was still like the actual main
okay.
E3, and then like it's just they said they weren't trying to sell to anybody except everybody who already owns the headset, and it's just a step sideways. And like Shug said, they've got the ammunition. They just didn't pull the trigger. So.
Nope.
Okay. We done?
Fire blanks.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yep.
I loved their E3. I thought it was really good. I thought The Last of Us 2 looked amazing. I thought Spider-Man looked great.
We're only supposed to talk about VR stuff.
No,
as for VR stuff, man, I'm just saying, as for VR
E3
stuff...
as a whole, no. E3 as a whole we're talking about.
I was mega let down.
No, because I would have been talking about Ghost of Tsushima forever.
Yeah, no, VR-centric.
Yeah, that looks...
Oh, I feel like that
We're
game
talking
looks
VR.
amazing, yeah.
But as
You're
for
right, alright,
VR,
sorry.
we were mega let down. But as you all said, there were so many games to play. I don't know why they left it for day 3. Why they didn't, like in Nintendo, cut straight to a treehouse thing straight away afterwards. And everyone who watched E3 could have carried on then watching PSVR. I didn't really understand why we jumped to, okay, in 3 days' time, we'll get to see some PSVR games. To me, that was really poor. But yeah, like you said, they're counting on us lot. They want us to do the work for them. And we should. I was gutted about the negativity that happened. Everywhere people are saying PSVR was dead. It's not fucking dead. No way. Don't let Sony and their lack of commitment, almost, that's what it looked like to us. Yeah, man, we're there and we're doing it and we're working hard, and I thought that's what we had to do afterwards. We had to work harder to make sure everyone knows that there's so many games out there and we need to play them, and they're all coming, and PSVR is amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Last
Agreed.
word.
I'm extremely disappointed overall with the PSVR stuff. We got some cool games coming. I'm excited for quite a few of them. But I'm really bummed because I own a fucking Rift too, and this is weird. I don't want that game that was released on that whatever it's called. I don't know.
Stillman?
Buy. Yeah, that one. It looks amazing. That's a game that not only did the PSVR not come out with something big, something good, but neither did the fucking Vive, unless I missed something. The Rift actually, with that one game alone, came out and crushed the Vive and the PSVR for the near future. They have the game. That's what they have. And that's not just a bang on PSVR, that's a bang on the Vive too, which is saying something, because they don't have fucking shit.
They're not on Tetris for a while, though.
I'm sitting here going...
They still don't have Resident Evil 7.
Right?
Neither does the Vive. But
I know, they were supposed to, but they didn't get it.
Sony's exclusive city, baby.
Look, all I'm saying is, as an owner of both, I'm sitting here bummed out that my Rift is getting something that I'm excited about, but not my PSVR, because I like to play here. This is where I want to be with you guys. Like, I don't want to be playing again my fucking Rift. No.
How many friends do you have on Rift? How many friends do you have on Rift? How many fucking friends do you have on Rift?
My only friend on the Rift is Pete.
Yes,
It's Frank. It's Frank. He's my only friend of it. No, the point is, fucking...
I'm just kidding.
We had nothing big. We had nothing that gets people excited, especially when Sony ignored it on the main presentation. We had nothing to get people excited to buy shit. You know, it sucks. I'm overall very unhappy right now. I'm not gonna swear. I'm not gonna flip shit. But Sony fucked us. They fucked us all overall. Overall as a whole. Honestly, what are we waiting for? A TBD release date on Firewall 0 Hours? The only fucking...
No, they said very, 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 very soon.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but we
Yeah, I mean, that's another disappointment. A lot of those games have got no dates.
I'm quite angry.
Yeah, I mean, this whole very, very, very soon shit is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it is fucking stupid.
But I had so much fun watching it.
They literally gave us zero freaking awesomeness. Like, to be excited. I mean, there's some cool shit coming out, and I'm not downplaying the
Most
cool
of it's
games.
all shit that we already knew.
Right. And that's where my disappointment comes in. It's like, why did I want more people in PSVR? I do. I
Do you know
really
what's so
do.
strange?
It's like,
More people.
why do people want to buy it right now? They didn't do a fucking thing for the PSVR on in this E3. Not a goddamn thing. They didn't. They fucked it up.
Yeah,
I think
man.
Sony's on fucking cruise control going into the next gen, and that's all they're cared about is making sure they stay on top until PS5 to face Xbox, and that's it.
They should have. They should have.
PSVR.
Sorry to jump in here. They should have.
I think they said fuck PSVR.
They should have started that show. They should have lifted the curtain, and there should have been 4 versus 4 guys, all on PSVRs, all with aim controllers, all playing Firewall.
Dude, that would have been so sick.
And they should have had.
Fuck yeah.
That's exactly
And they should have had. And they should have had that like bam. Firewall only on PSVR.
How many times did they fucking... Exactly, how many times did they do that with, like, when Star Trek came out? They showed all this fucking footage of people playing together in the same fucking
But they
room.
should have had that
And, like,
4 versus 4 on stage playing Firewall, all working as teams with headsets
Yes,
and
sir.
aims, and there would have been gun games, shooters, fucking sell systems, and people would have been there. All the
Yes.
in the middle too, and it would have been
I agree.
you would have heard guys on stage come in their pants. You would have heard them just like, oh, where can I get this?
It's like Rainbow. It's like Rainbow Six in VR.
It is Rainbow Six, and I love Rainbow Six. Bring it on. Stupid Sony.
sir.
I don't know.
Yeah.
As
had
a
their
viewer,
chance, man. They had
I'm
their
always
chance.
searching out content.
They could
As
have
a
been
viewer, I'm
contender.
always searching out. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So
Agreed.
this has gone on for quite a while. I think we've had a good chat.
Yeah, that's all of E3 right there.
I always thought it was good getting different
Oh my God, Seraphim, get
opinions.
out of my body! Jesus Christ!
Carry on, Nat.
Become a terror.
Nat's
Seraphim has become a terror in the last 10 minutes. I want to tell you.
Let's just.
I don't know what he's doing.
Let's just wrap this up for everybody. Sorry, we haven't had time to.
Jeez, oh my God, guys! I'm scared.
I'm embarrassing everyone.
Seraphim, just bear with me a second, man.
Seraphim,
You can
chill,
destroy
bro.
the place. Seraphim. So obviously, I think the next big event. There's 2 big events that we're going into, but they're going to be in September and October. That's going to be the Tokyo Game Show and the Paris Games Week. Let's hope Sony can knock it out of the park like they did with Paris, like last year. Obviously, hopefully, we're going to get a few games. Now, I'd like to do a round table maybe in a month or 2. A bit of news. A lot of you guys know Ray at Perp Games. Because he supplied games to some of us for
All you Europeans. Yeah, not
He
these
hit
Americans
Ray.
over here.
Ray's a good dude.
there's a, I
I
can't
know,
remember
I
the
know,
guy
yeah,
in
no, I
America.
talked to him a bunch, yeah, it's good.
But they've given us games to give away to our fans and stuff. Paul knows
Yeah,
it.
he gave me like
Well,
10 codes for 2 different games.
Well, I was speaking
that's
to
nice,
Ray
Sam.
today on email,
I should email
and
him.
I actually asked him if he would be interested in coming on our next roundtable to discuss the trials and tribulations of being a publisher, actually publishing games for PlayStation VR, getting them out on the marketplace. And he said yes. He would
Awesome.
be extremely interested to join us on anything similar to Strange Games. So possibly what I'm thinking is I think the next big game that we're kind of hyped for is at the end of this month, Honor and Duty. D-Day beta.
The beta, yeah, the beta for Honor and Duty.
So what I'm thinking is once the beta's been done and shut down and we've all had a chance to play it and join up and try and shoot people in the back, and yes, I'm looking
Roundtable
at you,
time.
Lewis. Round table, and if we get both Strange Games and if we get both Perp Games to join us for 2 different viewpoints, we'll focus on those 2 guys, and then we can just chat shit like we normally do, but not for 3 hours. But
Agreed. Sounds good.
You guys.
Wait, was it 3 hours this time?
2 hours.
No, we're about 2.
Almost 2 hours, almost 2.
I just looked at what
Nah,
I
we'll
missed.
split the difference here. We're good.
It was a lot to talk about, guys. E3.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us as well. There's a lot of us.
I had to interrupt like all the time.
Thanks for
I really
letting me.
needed to.
See, I don't need the muzzle. All right.
Anyways, guys, thanks.
So
Lots of
I
fun.
guess that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks guys. I had to take off.
Let's
so-
wait. Can we do one final like who is everybody? If people just halfway tuned in, halfway through.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Who needs a muzzle next time?
Who's this guy?
Who's this A.W.O.L Soldier?
Who's this? guy?
Yeah, it's alright.
Thank you, Ken.
His eyes are crossed. Yeah.
There you go,
I'm
Soldier.
Nat, 7 Degrees of Gaming.
I'm Lewis Knight, PSVR.
Oh, I've got my stream off now. I'm Paul.
That was Seraphim for those that
Was
didn't
that
hear
muted?
that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we
No,
heard.
I'm sorry.
No, we didn't. We sort of heard.
Preach, you guys?
Yeah, we got.
Wait, who's that?
one
Hold
out.
on, you guys are talking over Preach. Who's Preach? What's Preach?
I'm Preacher from the Preacher Plays. Nice to meet you.
The Preacher Plays.
I'm Ryan from the VR Grid.
I am Chris from Shughead Gaming.
And that's Jason, everybody.
And that's Jason.
Fanboy in the back. Fanboy in the back.
This guy is some guy named Jason.
That's dude on the couch.
Alright guys, I'm out. It's been awesome.
You're not even...
Peace out.